Hey everybody, welcome back to the show, episode 63 with our friend, our homie Chanse. There's a whole lot to say about this young woman. This is a very interesting talk. If you're interested in having your mind blown in any way, you have landed on the right one. So enjoy this episode and thanks for watching, guys. Welcome. You're listening to the 27th Hour with Junior
and Dre Rocker.
Get ready, strap in, and hang on. Okay, we're on the right track. So you good? You guys find the game. Welcome back to the show. We're back. They thought we were leaving. Ha ha ha. Joke's on y'all.
You ain't going nowhere.
Chanse dog.
Yes.
In the house. What's up, bro?
Nothing much, man. You know, I had a little trouble getting over here today, but...
Let's talk about that, young lady. What happened?
Oh, well,
6:27. I get a alert.
Gosh, 6:11, I messaged Erica. I says, God, I've locked myself out of my car, you know, give me a minute to figure my situation out. And she says, all right, Junior's on his way. Junior's on his way.
I'm sitting in the shop. I was just getting a lot of lights ready, and I do a little rundown before I look up. I'm like, it's like 6:20, man. We're good. It's coming. Here we go. And I'm on time. Everything's ready. Perfect day ever. She comes walking around this corner outside. She's like, Chance is at fucking 7-Eleven. She locked her keys in her car.
It
and that in
so
true
often.
Junior fashion. I thought it was so beautiful. You have no idea how often I do that. I love it.
Hey, that's okay. That's kind of what you get when dealing with me is there's a lot of things that will go on. I lose my wallet, I lose my keys. It doesn't really matter, but they always find their way back to me. Like they have little feet.
I'm so glad you were at 7-Eleven, bro, and not fucking Woods Cross.
Me too. Oh, gosh. I chose to stop the closest area because I knew some shit was going to happen.
And
I
that's
just knew it.
What happened?
What happened next, too, was even better.
What happened next?
The car alarm starts going off.
Oh, the wouldn't stop, you mean?
Had to pop the hood.
Had to pop the hood, take the motor apart quick because its horn wouldn't quit honking. We had a great start. But then you get here, and thy most lovely food hit thy belly.
Oh, Erica, amazing food. Seriously, I have never tasted anything as immaculate as that. Thank you so much.
She comes up and says the other day, Chance wants fucking grilled cheese and or like buffalo wings.
Yep, but grilled cheese and buffalo wings, that's my food, man.
I'm like, what is so, nothing extravagant, no lobster and caviar, if you will.
No, I am a simple woman, man.
We were cracking up, dude, and she's like, watch this shit. I'll show you grilled cheese.
Oh, she did, too. She knocked me out my freaking chair.
That woman's amazing.
Yes, she is.
So it worked, right?
It did, absolutely.
We had a rough start.
Yeah, if you want to call it rough, I mean, it's just one of my regulars.
It's not even rough. It was like true Chance style.
Exactly.
But it was my style, too. I was like, I got it. Let's do this shit. We're cool.
Exactly. You knew exactly what to do. That was my favorite part, too, is how you had the squishy things. Oh, God. What do you call those? The airbags?
Yeah, they're little Slim Jim airbags.
Yeah.
I use them for everything, man. They're not even made for that, but they work great for them.
Handy as hell.
Very. Which is somewhat of my middle name. We won't go there. Handy. Lots of them.
Junior Handy?
Yes, in many ways.
Handy Hammond?
What are you doing? What is your life? You are, in a good way, psycho. You're everywhere. I'm like, what are you doing? What is she doing? Where are you going? Why are you there now? What are you doing there? What's happening in Chance's life?
Honestly, that's a great question. It's one of my hardest to answer because I do a lot of things on a daily basis, and I have a lot of projects in the mix, but I never really know what I am doing, if that makes any sense at all.
It makes a lot of sense.
What the hell am I doing? That's what I ask myself every single day. What am I doing? Where do I want to do what I want to do today? And so it's really just, hey, I wake up today. This is what I'm doing. All right. If it switches up, it switches up. That's it.
When I tattooed you up there, I was pretty, I don't even know the word. Surprised would be an understatement. The way you talk, the way you carry yourself, the way you is, you're very like a CEO of like 44 companies. Chance speaks very Chance.
I do.
Things are handled. Things are real. Things are just, You're 20 fucking 3, bro.
23.
You sound like a very beautifully established human that you just know things. I love to hear you speak. It's cool.
Well, thank you, Junior. That is very kind of you. I personally don't love to hear myself speak. I'm more of a listener, absolutely. More of, hey, tell me what's going on. Let me know how I can help. You know, how can I take your vision and bring it into fruition, create that for you. I'm not much of a speaker. I'm more of a behind-the-scenes person. Dre and I were talking about that a little bit.
That's you can think that all you wish. That's fine.
Yeah.
Absolutely incorrect. When you speak, bro, it's real. Like it's intense. I'm like, that girl knows what's going on. Like, so you think what you will. You're a great listener as well, but it's hard to find somebody that speaks like you do. You're like, it's cool to listen to you.
I know.
You're so put together.
Thank you.
It's good.
Cool. I kind of don't know how to take that.
It's okay. It probably bugs you, and I'm sorry.
No, not at all. I actually appreciate it because the more I know about how people interpret me, the better I can do to just give them a better experience of who I am. I just don't waver on who I am, and that's what I would say is something that I like a lot about myself, and I appreciate you saying that.
Dude, it was I don't know. You're there. You're put together. Whatever Chances wants to do, which you're going to tell us what you're doing, I hope. You're doing it. For the
most part, yeah.
Can you talk about what are you doing?
Well, currently we're working on a project for the Cowboy Cup out in Oklahoma. We have a couple things in the works with OG Cannabis. They're doing a Liquid Joe's takeover on October 1st. There's a lot that I do.
You do all kinds.
Yeah, there's so much.
So what are you? Is there a thing you are? What is the thing? What is your title? What is Chance?
Good question.
Are you a influencer? I think you're so much an influencer. Maybe not on the in a weird way with the social media thing. I don't know that. But when you speak, it makes people want to do what you're up to. Like you have a little funny thing. Tell me more.
I don't know. The best way I would describe what I do and kind of who I am is I'm an ideation artist. I come up with ideas behind anything that you want to do. If you are kind of stuck in a situation or whatnot, I come up with ideas to help you move out of that stuck area.
For businesses. So if people are looking for help, a little rough bump they've hit, they don't even know why, and they need an outside opinion or an outside perception of things and can help steer, this is who they get a hold of. Yeah,
just kind of like a bird's eye view. And we mainly focus on doing those things for businesses when they incorporate augmented reality into, their brand strategy, their fan engagement, their marketing, or their events, is when we really offer our services like that, is when it comes to incorporating augmented reality.
With somebody like Junior.
Yes.
What is augmented reality?
So one of the easiest ways that
I'm probably the only one alive that doesn't know that.
That's okay. A lot of people don't, and I don't ever expect anybody to know what augmented reality is. Are you familiar with virtual reality?
Yes.
Okay, where you put on the goggles and it just kind of immerses you into a completely different reality.
Dude.
Augmented reality is just kind of similar, but it's opposite. It just superimposes images, sound, or text into the real world viewing. So Snapchat, how they put those filters over your face, or they can do like the designs on your face, the little peace signs or anything like that. That's augmented reality.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's just enhancing just your initial message.
Whether it be through social media, through email, through any way.
Yep, even the print space.
You get see when you do that? You just yes that and that's that. You always, I said that up there. You have an answer. Everything asked to you. You have a very, very weirdly well thought out answer. Like you thought of it before I even was asked. Dude, you have a funny way about you. It's really cool. Yeah. You're so certain of things you say that it's really cool to listen to you. So I call you. What would help my business with augmented reality?
That's a good question. So when I came here for the tattoo that first day, I noticed that you had QR codes up there, 3 different QR codes, and I asked you what they did, and one of them was just the explanation on kind of the aftercare to your tattoo. So instead of, scanning that QR code. What we like to call them are AR codes. So like our code, augmented reality codes, because it's very different. It doesn't take you to a static landing page where you have to read what to do.
Right.
We could green screen you, and this is what I like to call a holotwin. This is one of my favorite ones that I like to talk about too.
Go.
Is we'll green screen
Love
you,
it.
and you could be up there just yourself. They could drop you into real time, and it could be like, hey, what's up? I'm Junior from Highline Tattoo, and I'm just gonna walk you through your aftercare, and then we could put somebody's arm in there. They have the green screen cut off, brand new tattoo, and then you could show them the wrap process instead of them having to read the process.
My wife is not in here. Why are we not doing this?
I don't know why you're not doing it. If you want to do it, let's do it, man.
That's done. Consider that done. That's the coolest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah. It's
So
more interactive.
Absolutely. I wish the wife was out here. So the QR code was a huge jump for us.
Mm-hmm.
Connor did that. I have no idea what that even meant. I'm like, dude, that is the single most cool, I'm certain, simple move ever was that thing. It is so handy up there. People are like, boop.
It is. And it also, even with these QR codes, it will take you to that page, and it'll decrease how much paper you're using as well, save the environment.
For sure. Holla, save the environment.
Yep.
Do you think that's saving the environment? It's got to help, right?
Well, decrease in using those papers and whatnot. I have a very strict friend. Her name's Rhiannon Gardner. Love that woman to death. She is a recycling guru. I swear to God, anything I ask, anything about our cans and how we're recycling it, that's another one. We're doing something with the Salt Lake Community College for their recycling with that. She is the one that is handling that project. She does an amazing job, and I would consider it recycling and helping to an extent, because sometimes you can't always make those big steps. You have to take those little steps, because those little steps will turn into big steps. Who is it that said that?
Fucking you.
Is it Tupac?
Listen to you.
Yeah, he said, I may not be the one to change the world, but I will, plant a seed in someone's brain that may change the world. And I don't believe that I said that correctly or verbatim, but
he said he would be the spark.
That is it.
He would be the spark, yeah.
Thank you so much, Dre. I appreciate that. Can you say, do you know it correctly?
Fucking right.
I don't know it verbatim, but I remember at one moment.
Yeah, I may not be the one to change the world, but I will be one to spark the brain that does.
I like that.
Something along that line.
That's all it is, right? If we all just thought that way, and well, we don't all want to think the same either, though. But truly think if what you said could actually help somebody. That's so dope. Do it.
And it does. I mean, if you really think about it, everybody's just experienced everybody else. I'm experiencing you right now.
Yes.
I'm experiencing Dre. I just experienced your wife's food. Amen. Oh my God. I just can't get over it. It's still right there in my belly.
She's not out here. Here it is. Yo, you gonna rap it for me, or do I want me just to say it?
You go ahead. You got this one.
I don't know the song, or I'd do it. Let's see. I'm not saying I'm gonna change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world.
Yes.
What song is that? Why don't I know that song? Or is that just a quote? Did he put it in a song? It's in a song. Okay. I didn't know he was such a concrete poet.
I was going to say, like, lyricist?
Yeah, dude. Well, yeah, he's a lyricist.
Yeah,
touche. My bad. I just didn't know, like, do lyricists think that way? Where they're like, very... Is that the same thing? I don't know. I don't know.
I think a lot of music is really just poetry, just spanning a different way, and that's my thought.
That's true, man. I like that. Well, see, I learned something. That's my bad. Definitely not doubting Mr. Shakur. That's a beast, man. That dude's no joke.
Oh, he is.
But yeah, he had a lot to say for sure. I didn't know he was into that though. The quotes and the stuff, the grit. Like, you can't tell me every rapper does that. I really don't believe that for a second.
Well, I don't think Tupac set out to make it a quote, right? He just said that shit from his heart.
But it's real. Yeah, it's real.
He said that shit, I think, even from prison.
But a lot of people,
I believe.
A lot of rappers, a lot of metal people, a lot of people say what they're saying from their heart, but it doesn't make it like a quote. Like, damn, that's real. See what I mean? Frank Sinatra has thousands of them. He was that guy. He spoke very much that way, right?
Oh,
it's just, you don't see, give me something from Wiz Khalifa that's a quote that they just, you know what I mean? It's like, that was dope. That's cool, man.
Well, I don't know. There's that one, right, from Wiz Khalifa.
The one,
he do? I forget the song, but it's the one where he's talking about his friend and lost his friend. Can't wait till I see you again. You know that.
It's been a long day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It was for it was in that movie.
It was in the Fast series.
Bad fucking one to use then. My bad.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot, right? Like, what's it? Like Kiss, right? I want to party
Rock
all
and
night.
roll all night.
Yeah, and party every day. That's like a fucking staple to any partier.
It's a quote.
But it just came from their heart. They didn't was like, I'm gonna be inspirational or anything
Yeah.
like that. It just kind of came, you know.
Yeah, man.
I think creatives, that just kind of happens. Even people in their own conversations, like you say some shit and it's like, wow, that's kind of dope, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's true.
Absolutely.
That's true.
Well, another one, because you know you're familiar with Yellow Wolf. You like Yellow Wolf.
Oh,
kinda,
I love Yellow Wolf.
right?
Yeah.
Beautiful
I
music,
love
man.
Yellow Wolf.
Oh, well, he has that Keep On Rolling. I want to say that's the song. And at the end of that, at the end of his take in there, it says, like a creek to an ocean eventually connects. I found my way into that wave and rode it with respect. Amazing.
That's truly amazing.
It is.
That's how he is where he is, right?
Absolutely. And if you really think about it, you know, in my interpretation of that in itself is everything does find its way to connect eventually, even when you think that it won't. And so just taking that connection, okay, here, and they're coming together eventually, he's
Ride the
gonna
wave.
ride it out.
Yeah, just hop on that fucking thing. You know where it's going.
Exactly. Or you don't.
Or you don't.
And
Either way.
It's just
Either
as
way.
fun. I think personally, I think it's more fun to not know where you're going. For
I agree.
me.
I agree.
Yeah.
Unknown, right? The excitement of it. I'm not saying my same way. I wonder how many people think like that.
I like it to an extent with certain things. With some things, I wouldn't say certain. Some.
See, do 23-year-olds say that? That's weird. Chance.
I honestly don't.
I'm not
know.
saying certain. I'm saying some. Therefore, you have a very philosophical way you think. Like, it's cool, man. It's interesting for a young kid to be like that.
Well, thank you.
Regardless of what people think, I think that's really unique.
Yeah, I mean, it comes from a background. You know,
What is your
everybody's got
background?
their background.
Was you a straight A student up in some class getting some good grades, or was you a girl of the streets?
Oh, that's a good question. I was a bit in between. I always knew that I needed to have my street smarts, but I knew that my book smarts would really help me out in the areas that I wanted to be when I wanted to be in those areas. And so I wouldn't say I was a straight A student. Absolutely not. I did have the opportunity to do a lot of things. And I was an avid student, whatever you want to call that. It's just tacking on a whole bunch of homework to these kids that already have a lot of stress on their shoulders. But
You were there and you grinded it. You did it.
actually, I did it for a little while, and then I told myself, I said, you know what? I'm going through some shit, you know, and I have a lot of things that I'm looking forward to in a different sense, and things that I'm already learning. I can go to these classes. I can knock out this work. I can do that. But do I want this extra work on my plate at this moment in high school? And I really had to sit myself down and say, I know I can do it, but do I want to do it? And I didn't do it. I did not finish the AVID. I actually dropped out of AVID. Graduated high school, thankfully, but it's one of those hard steps that you make before you really hit that real world of adulthood is high school, man, and just realizing those things. And I was actually reflecting back on that not too long ago, and I said to myself, I said, damn, I should have really like stepped myself up, and I should have said, fuck what you're going through right now, you know, do this for you and show yourself that you can do it. And I didn't, and I should have.
Damn. And I think whatever you think is beautiful, but I think you did everything perfectly right. Everything you do is what you are, right?
Absolutely.
That's why you're so. That's why you're so.
Yeah, that's why I'm so.
That's why you are.
So what I am.
Whatever it is, right? It's so because of that. Like,
Exactly.
you'd have made a different turn. You'd have been fucking something totally different, man.
Yeah.
It's so cool to watch that wave, right? Watch that. Who knows what's coming?
I don't, but I hopefully I'm prepared for whatever does, and if I'm not, I'll figure out a way.
If you lock your keys in your car, I know you know what to do.
Now I do. Call AAA.
Yeah, call Junior.
Yeah, right. Oh gosh.
I was dying, bro. I was so looking up like, this is so Chance.
It is though.
Fucking love my heart right now. I would have that this many other ways.
It was just like a perfect,
was like,
perfect
this is-
experience to start out the night.
It is so just it. It was so, you're so gnarly. You're so, it just seems so planned and thought well. And you just come across that way, figured out, and you lock your fucking keys in your car. I was dying. I'm like, she's human. Thank you, Jesus. This one's human.
Oh yes, I am so human. It's unreal. Some days I I question too. I'm like, am I human? Because some of this shit's out of this world.
How do I do everything I do and I lock my fucking keys in my car?
Mm-hmm.
Because it shows you your brain ain't right there. It could give a fuck about that car.
I know. I clipped them to my jacket and I just walked out. I was like, whatever. I don't need them. Down the road.
I'm glad it was close.
Me too. Instead of miles away.
Augmented reality. Chance, what would I do with a podcast with augmented reality? Say there's a podcaster out there right now listening and going, I wonder how I can apply that to a podcast.
Well, that's a good question. There's a lot of people that are very interested in like setup behind podcasts and how they can create their own, because there are a lot of people out there today that are going into doing that, speaking their mind, creating their own podcasts and whatnot. And so one of the ways, just off the top of my head, because that was a very random question.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
It's going to be a wild ride for that.
That's okay. I'm good with random questions, I feel, to an extent.
Yeah, very.
But I would say is a portal for information of the setup that you would need. And so what a portal is basically you would 360 this whole room and allow, like, you would get a door and you would drop this door and so you would walk through it and you would be here in your space. And so you could turn your phone around and you could say, oh, okay, like this is Junior's setup for his podcast, is camera, mic. He's got all this ambiance around, and it kind of shows them a little bit more of what you do with your setup. Or if you wanted to walk them through in this portal, you could be in here on the video saying, hey, what's up? I'm Junior, and this is how we set up for, our podcast. Just letting them know.
What? So is augmented reality, is it the host? Who's the host of augmented reality?
If you could, what do you mean by host?
So like, Snapchat is the host for Snapchat, right?
Yes.
But is augmented reality, is there like a host? Do we have to download an app? Is there a website? Do you have your own universe with this thing?
Great question. Thank you so much for asking that. So there is a host per se. They hold the platform. That's Reality Blue. And then there's Image 8 Creations. We hold like creativity, and we help walk you through the platform and let you know so that you can create your own experiences. If you have graphic designers in-house or anything like that, we will walk your graphic designers through a training and show them, hey, this is how you use this platform to your advantage. If you want to do this, we have these classes for that. And we'll just walk you through that. So you can download an app, so that's app-based AR. It just allows it to be more stable. And then there's also web-based AR, and that's more of the AR codes, QR codes. So it's not as stable as app-based.
Yeah. I'm envisioning, I don't know why, but I'm envisioning like Pokemon Go.
Mm-hmm.
Is it very similar to that?
Yes, it is. So Pokemon Go, how they have the little guy running around, that's just an animation that they added in there. And so that animation is being laid over the real world viewing.
Can you drop animation anywhere in the in this neighborhood?
Yes.
Like if I walk to the end of this block, can Junior be standing there?
Yes.
That's fucking insane.
Now my thing is with the podcast, how dope would it be if you left secret episodes around the city and you have to have augmented reality to
edit that, please,
to open the episode, right?
That's fucking cool.
Oh, absolutely. You could
That
even
even for giveaways for the tattoo shop, you can $100 giveaway, but you have to solve this riddle.
Find it.
Yeah, exactly.
Go
Just
find
send them on a little trip throughout, Salt Lake City, West Valley City, out here where you're at. Just send them through a little trip wherever. Let them know, hey, okay, this is where this augmented reality code is, and it's dependent if you want to go app-based, which would have a marker. So you would scan the image, and then it would bring in that experience, or you could do web-based, and you could scan the AR code, QR code, and it would just pop it up right there and then, so you could put it on a building, and you could even go in with that building.
We don't want to
hey,
hand
I
this
have
all
this.
out. You guys are killing me. We need to lock that down.
There's so much that
That's
you can
cool,
do.
man.
No, the
Yeah.
thing
That's
is
so
that
fucking cool.
people, you have to do it, right?
Sure, nobody
Like,
will.
none of this-
I know that.
Yeah, right?
Gary Vee's living proof of that.
We can give everybody the ideas, but
Tells everybody how to be a billionaire. Nobody makes a single step towards so.
yeah.
If that's what you wish.
Well,
That's why he hands out all that free information. He's like, this free information, Garen fucking T says, is what you listen to him ever.
Gary Vee.
Not a soul in this room will do this. That's why I talk about it, and I make $10,000 to say this in 5 minutes. It's fine. I'll tell you how to get skinny.
Oh, absolutely.
This
He's
is how you get skinny.
unapologetically who
You're not
he
going
is.
to do it. I love it. I think it's cool. So
It's cool.
point well said.
And what is something like this? Is it like a user base? Like you have to pay a monthly subscription or yearly subscription? How does this work?
Well, it really just depends. We can definitely work something out with you. If you can't pay all in full, we can definitely separate those payments. Mm-hmm. So we have our Image Creations Aces High Cards of Business. It's a 52 card collaboration deck that we're just giving a lot of people the ground floor on to have these augmented reality experiences. And so we kind of want to make it a game with it. So it'll have a full deck, and you can get, like your aces. Those aces are high, so they're not ones, they're 11s. You hold those high, and then you can buy the 2 slot, 3 slot, 4 slot, 5 slot, all the way up to the king slot. And those king slots go for a little bit more, but it's because if you play high-low and you flip those cards and you get that promotion or whatnot, it's I'm sorry, it's just kind of getting my throat here for a minute. It'll give you, what is that? Starts with a P. I'm losing my words here.
Like cards? I don't know how to play cards.
Yeah, it's a promotion. So we have one going with OG Cannabis right now. Their card is out, and it says if you come in and you buy our 500 milligram bottle of tincture, we'll give you half off any item in the store.
Got you.
So basically like that, it's just a promotion base for all these businesses to just kind of get it out there more in a more interactive way instead of saying, hey, here's my card.
Right.
Come into my shop. It's
way cool. That's wow, what made you think of this?
Actually, it was my partner, Tracy. She's been evangelizing augmented reality for almost 9 years now, and she's doing it in the United States and Canada, and she came to me and brought it to my attention back in 2013. Blew my mind away because she handed me a Taylor Swift ticket, and it had an image on there, and this is what we call the marker-based AR. Had an image on there. She says, okay, download this app, scan this image. I did, and it directed me to a music video that she was releasing soon. And so I was like, what is this? Like, how did you even come up with this? I was just astonished at how they chose to interact with their audience on a different level.
Right.
Other than saying, okay, here's the ticket, here's the picture. Be at the gate at this time.
Dude, I love the healing instruction thing. That is so cool, man. Mm-hmm. That's a great idea. And it's so unique. And when somebody sees that, they're like, oh, well, fuck, okay. That's cool, man. In any way it's implemented, it's cool. I've done it Jade's back. I've done it one time at her house where we played video games. Like, this is powerful stuff, man. Think about this, right? You're putting on these goggles. Mm-hmm. You're jumping on this dragon, whatever it may be. It's just insanity what happens to you. There's nothing happening to you. Physically, nothing's happening to you at all.
Oh, yeah.
But your vision, we rely so heavily on our eyes to break down images. I see it in a different way, but we're going through this experience with our eyes and our brain. How weird is it? Nothing's happening, but you fall, you trip, you stumble into things. Dude, it's very powerful.
It just
so when understanding that, that's pretty intense thing to use. Just knowing what it can do.
What's been the biggest challenge with the product?
That's a good question. Like right now, I would say the biggest challenge is a lot of the people that want to go towards web-based instead of app-based is the stability of the web-based. Is if they want to do a bigger project on that, it's harder to keep the images stable and staying up. That is one of our biggest challenges.
So not even like converting people? Because I feel like it's very difficult to convert somebody to something new.
Well, it is very difficult to an extent, but if you get in a room of like-minded people who can absolutely see the benefit in this, I mean, as long as if it's something that you don't want to do, that's okay, but at least acknowledge the benefit of it. Because if you believe it or not, the marketing space was actually the last space to really get on board with augmented reality when it should have been the first. And so that is a big challenge, but my partner and I were pretty good at changing the way for that.
Yeah, I wouldn't even think it's like the business side of it. Like, it's dope for Junior, right? It's dope for any creative. I think any creative will jump on board, but how do you get your audience to jump on board, right? How do you get your audience to jump on board and be okay with doing these next steps, even though it's going to make their life so much easier, right?
Yeah, well, how did everybody get jumping on board with that Pokemon Go, right? It just took one person to say, oh my gosh, look, I can chase around this Pokemon. Okay, and then they share it, and everybody's on board now. It's as simple as that. And honestly, it's really in your marketing strategy, how you push that. We're the creatives behind that. We don't come up with your marketing strategy. If you want help with that, we can absolutely help you out there. But other than that, you need to definitely bring your team together, and you need to discuss the best way to take this to the audience that you're looking for. Make sure that you know the demographic that you want to hit. And if you want to hit them all, let's hit them all. Let's do it.
Because the people receiving it have to have an app to watch it.
No, you don't have to have an app. So you can do the app-based, or there is the web-based.
But if somebody chimes into your QR code, they want to see what we talked about even. Does that just happen on their phone, or is it something they actually have to be a part of to... They have to have something special to watch this?
No.
It's just part of it.
Yeah, if you wanted to
Wi-Fi,
create it as like a members only type of situation, you could definitely only give it to people and then give them a code to access it.
Yeah.
You know,
but it would just be out otherwise.
Exactly, if that's what you wanted. If what you wanted. If you wanted to just put it out there like that, absolutely. But you can also contain how you put it out there.
I think that's cool, man.
Mm-hmm.
What else can you do with it? Can you build, obviously you don't know, you're going to ride this wave. But is there ideas is there a long shot for this? Is there a bigger target that you can see, or are you just trying to see what will happen with this?
Well, we do have a lot of ideas. This is definitely, we are going with this all the way. It's a long haul thing. It's not just temporary for now. It's not, I'm going to do this today and switch it up tomorrow. There's a lot of different advancements that are being made with this emerging technology. Only a couple months ago, they came out with the Holotwin. I can't even imagine what they're going to come up with 2 months from now.
What's that?
The Holotwin is where you scan the code and then a person pops up right in front of you, like how all you do is green screen them. You put them into this this platform, and it just keys out the background, and it will just put you right in there.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of what your little things are? Your little ones where you with your
promotion? It's the same deal. It's just theirs in real time, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is just like recorded.
Okay.
Yeah,
so it'd feel like they're actually talking to you, telling you.
Exactly.
That's cool, man.
So if you did watch,
I like that.
If you did watch the Fox, you could see my partner kind of like running with a little guy in one of the videos that they put up. That was just an animation that you put in, and you drop it in real time, and we put her in the back there to show you that it is real time.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So is all of this patented?
Patented?
Is that the word? Patented?
That's a good question. Honestly, I do not want to answer that question, because if there was anybody to answer that question, it would be my partner, Tracy.
Yeah, it just seems like that's really cool technology.
It is, man. It
sounds expensive as fuck. Like, can you imagine how much money went into this whole thing?
Hey, well, that's the best part about Image 8 Creations is we give it to the little guy. Because most of these big corporations out there, they have the money to spend on it, and they are doing it. If you've seen all of these radio ads, or if you've heard it with incorporating AR, go download this app and get our augmented reality experience, or even those yellow lines on the football field. That's augmented reality. It's been around for some time, but people just haven't been taking a look into it and seeing the other aspects where they could use it other than just those simple things.
Wonder why. Wonder what's holding that back. It seems pretty dope.
Well, for a lot of people, it is money, especially for these mom and pop shops or just a lot of these entrepreneurs. They don't think that it's accessible to them, and that's what Image 8 Creations does, is we make it accessible to them. We allow them to be able to afford these.
What's been your favorite project with augmented reality? Like, what's been the funnest?
Oh, that's a really good question. I would have to say our reverse release of Oh Hi with the 420 V-Boys. That was amazing to watch the stats come in. It was awesome. Just T and I kind of going back and forth of how to release it, just the concept behind releasing it, and what we wanted to do. Because whoever heard of a reverse release of somebody's song? Have you?
What is a reverse release? What does that mean?
So a reverse release is what we did was we put out these cards, and instead of starting the song from the beginning and just giving you a snippet of the song in the beginning, we gave you the ending snippet of the song. And then over 4 weeks, we released the ending, and then a portion of the middle, and then the next portion of the middle, and then we released the beginning of the song. So it was a reverse release. Instead of giving you the beginning of the song and letting you hear it all the way through this way, we gave you the end of the song and let you hear it to the beginning.
Made everybody want it even more.
Exactly. People kept coming back, man. We reached all the way out into Kenya. We reached Saudi Arabia. It was amazing.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. And you have that brain.
Yes, I do. So
You
does my partner.
have that brain. That's so cool. It's a very different way of thinking, man.
It is. I mean, you have to think outside of the box, but you also have to remind yourself, okay, I need to think in the box so that I can reach the people that think in the box.
I think most of us think in the box. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't even know. I think it's crazy, though. That to me, but you're talking to a guy that they make fun of me here because it's fun. It's great. It's real. I don't even know like relevant new words, or they'll say something, say anything. We're going to make a bit on this at one point where everybody in the room will know what everybody's talking about but me. I don't understand the phrase. I don't understand the.
Oh my God.
And I care so much about what you're saying. I'll say something. I think most people just sit back. Oh, yeah. No, man, I want to know. So I look stupid all the time, and I think it's great. I want to ask what this is, and everybody laughs. And I'm like, you fucking really knew what this is? I feel like I'm living in the caveman area, man.
And don't even say stupid. It's more of along the lines of you're curious enough to ask the question because you don't understand what's been said.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's important. There is not the fact that you don't know what's being talked about, but it's the fact that you're comfortable within yourself to say, hey, listen, I don't understand a word you just said. So let's run it back, man. Help me understand it.
It's just funny that everybody else in the room does.
Yeah.
Apparently.
I feel you there. I've been there a couple
Apparently.
different times with the guys and them talking about music and a couple different, like, these new trends. They tried to get me on TikTok for a minute there. I was like, I don't do that. I'm sorry. I'm not familiar with it.
Dude, I've seen your Instagram stuff, man. Your shit's crazy. Like the way you speak, I don't know. It's cool. Whatever I don't know what you would call what you're doing there. I have no idea, but you're just saying what's up. Like for the day, I'm thinking this, and like I don't know how. It's cool, man.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what it was.
It's very influential. It's moving. I told them a long time ago when I heard it, I was like, why is she not on this show? I would love to have her here.
Maybe because I'm not a camera person.
And then, well, you do well on all of it, man. And then we had your boys on here, the 420.
Mm-hmm.
They were all here, the whole damn crew, and you weren't.
I was not. I was out of town.
It was pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
I think they had pretty much a good time.
Yeah, they came back from it and they said, you should have checked out his shop, man. It's like, it was freaking awesome.
It's
There's
fun.
all this stuff everywhere. I was like, all right, next time.
It's eye candy for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So what else? Is that the only avenue you're just hunting that down like a wild Comanche? Is there something else you're up to? Or you diving into all kinds of different little things? Well, what's coming with Chanse here, yo?
Yeah, that's pretty funny. That's a good question. I do a lot of different things. I really just do what I want. In all honesty, augmented reality is just the front of everything. That is what allows me to do what I want to do. I thoroughly enjoy music, and so I love working with bands. Yep. That is what I do.
With the augmented reality?
Yeah, with the augmented reality and without. I mean, I have a couple people, they'll message me here and there, and they'll be like, hey, I heard that so-and-so is having an event. Do they need artists? Absolutely. Let me help you out with that. Or another person where they're like, oh, I don't know any vendors. Can anybody help me out with this? Well, I know a few. I'll just send them your way. Matter of fact, let me give them a call. Just because I like that helping hand, because if they're at an impasse and they're a little stuck and I see that and I'm able to just help out a little bit, I'll do it.
Chanse, how does a 23-year-old have this brain?
Oh,
I think you think you're normal. You're not normal.
I don't feel normal, but
You're not.
for the most part.
How do you think like this? What creates your brain? Why are you so incredibly this way? Like, let's get real. It's not real. It's so strange. Like Jade thinks on a different level. Even she's 23 as well. Her artist thing is 24. Sorry. Incredible though, right? Like, how do you guys? It's amazing. I wasn't like this when I was a kid, man. It's really cool. It's really inspiring.
Yeah, I don't know how to answer that question.
Okay.
I don't, but I would say
it just is. It is.
Yeah, a lot of it is. I grew up with a single mom.
Okay.
I had my sister and I, and my mom was just working all the time. She's been an entrepreneur her whole life, and so I've always watched her leave early in the morning, come back home late at night, get 3 hours of sleep, get right back up at that same time and go right back out for those hours again. And she always did it. She didn't come home and she didn't complain. The only thing that she would complain about when she came home is, don't park in my freaking parking spot. That's it. That's all I want. I just want my parking spot to pull up to when I get home, and that's it.
Right.
Other than that, she took everything with grace, and I give her a lot for who I am today. is because I watched her go through a lot of struggles and just overcoming them. And even when she didn't think that she could overcome them, I watched her work twice as hard to do so.
I don't know why you just answered the question so quickly with you don't know how to answer that question. You just answered that beautifully.
Well, thank you.
Like, that's exactly what I'm looking for, man. And what made you, that's exactly what made you. That's precisely what happened. It's not, I don't even know. Yeah, fuck, man. That's it. That's the grit of it, right? I think that's a perfectly good answer. What does she do? Is she helping you or?
Yep. So she works in augmented reality.
Cool.
She is my partner. Her name is Tracy.
Oh, that's your mother?
Yes.
Oh, you said her name. No, I didn't realize it was your mother.
Oh yeah, I call her T. I call her Tracy.
Yeah, you said Tracy's my partner, and I'm like, okay,
Yep.
who's Tracy? That's your mom.
Yep. Usually when I talk about her in the partner sense, I will use her name so that people know, like, hey, it's Tracy, all right, or it's T, because we are T in red, that's for sure. But she's my mom. I came to her one day and I said, listen, because I worked in the construction field for a little while. I dabbled in a few other areas, and I realized, I said, this is not for me. None of these things are for me. I don't know what is for me, so I'm just going to create it. And that's what we did together. I said, I need to get out of this mundane brain space of conforming to the way everybody else thinks and what everybody else says that they need to do on a daily basis. We're in a work society. If you're not working, you feel like you're doing nothing. And if you're not always active, you feel like you're doing nothing. And I don't think that's the best way to think per se all the time. I'm a hard worker, so is Tracy, but Tracy will outwork me so fast. She is amazing, and that's where I learn a lot of my work ethic from, is just watching her do what she does. And she doesn't hesitate when it comes to those things. She's just, even if this isn't going to work, we're going to do it anyways. We don't know if it's going to work until we do it, you know? Yeah. And so she gives me a lot of the confidence that I have to do a lot of the things that I never thought I would.
And it's you and you say a brother? You have a brother?
I have a sister.
Another sister. Is she the same way? Like, how old is she?
Oh, God, my sister is 24. We're a year and a half apart, and we are complete opposites.
Really? Mm-hmm. She's not involved in what you guys are doing, really?
Nope. She's got her own thing going. She's
doing her thing.
Yep, she's a mom, stay-at-home mom. She does work. She works from home.
Sure.
She loves what she does. She wanted to make sure that she was there for my niece, always. She didn't want to be the parent that was just running out, doing crazy things at all hours of the day and or night. She just wanted to make sure that my niece knew, hey, I'm here for you, anything that you need.
Family. She's a family. I got one of those.
She is.
I got one of those.
Oh, yeah.
That one holds it down, like, to say the very least.
She does. At least she keeps your bellies fed. It's great.
We have a dog out here and a stroller, I think. She's a dog mom, a mom. She's a feeder mom. She's a good person.
Oh, yes. Yes, she is. From the moment I met Erica, I knew that I wanted to listen to some of the stuff that she had to say.
The wisdom thing.
Absolutely. She speaks from her heart, and it's beautiful to hear her speak.
That's what Connor said the other day. It was really cool. He's like, when Erica speaks, it's wisdom. I can feel wisdom coming out of her, and I just stopped me I was like, that's real. It is. That's real. And
luckily, he felt comfortable enough to share that with you, because a lot of people who share things like that, majority of the people, they'll be like, did he just say that? Is that what he just said?
Yeah,
I don't
thought it was so
him
cool.
even saying that.
I thought it was so cool.
Props to Connor.
Yeah, it was weird. It was definitely cool. It was a pretty intense moment. It's like, hey, right. She's fucking smart.
Oh, yeah.
I need that in my life. What about you? Do you need a partner in your life? Do you have a boyfriend? Do you have a partner? Talk to me.
I do have a partner. You know that
I don't. I gotta ask like I don't.
That's what I call him. You know, I call him my partner because he's not my boyfriend. He's not my husband. He is my life partner. That is the man that I am going to go through all of my trials with. I'm going to have all of my ups with. We have 3 amazing dogs, Theta, Thor, and Osiris. But
all named after Greek gods, mind you.
Oh, yeah. And my partner is amazing. If he didn't support me in the ways that he did, it would make what I do so much harder. And I'm truly grateful for everything that he does for me.
Does he just work is he a construction guy? What does he do?
He's a construction guy. He's an electrician.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And you get to do your thing.
I do. And I went out the other night because I go to a lot of different events, and I'm a real homebody, but when it comes to my work, I have to kind of maintain some amount of face with people. And that's a hard thing for me to do. If you know me,
why?
I'm more of a quiet person. I really like to just listen. As I was saying, it's very hard to sometimes go and put yourself out there even when you're not feeling it. And I have to do that. I have to go and support the people that I work with. I have to go and support my clients. And so I went out the other night. I was at the Royal for the Reggae on the River. 420 B-Boys were playing, and so was Sonny. I think that's his name, his full thing. It was Sonny, and I go out there, and before I left the house, I was like, all right, honey, I'm going to go out. It's going to go until about midnight. So I'll be out for a minute. And I says, if you want, just stop by, because every time I leave the house, I'm like, this is where I'm going. I should be back this time. I keep in touch with him while I'm there because I usually call him up. I'm like, honey, I'm bored. I don't know what to do. Just talk to me for a minute. It's something. He just makes me laugh. We just have a good time together. And he showed up. He rode his bike out, and he walks in. He didn't message me or anything. He just surprised me because he knows I love surprises. And I was like, that man looks familiar. I know that cut. And so he walks up, and I was like, oh, thank you. You made my night. I was just sitting there with my friend. We were hanging out on the back patio, chit-chatting. And he walks out of the doors, and I was like, there's that beautiful man I love. And
no marriage, though?
No marriage.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's paper. What's the idea there? I love it.
Well, there's
no reason. What is it?
Yeah, there's no reason really. I mean, we've been together for 6 years, and we just don't see the point in marriage yet. I come from grandparents that got married after 17 years of being together. So it's
really,
yeah, the title marriage is not really what it is for us. It's more or less we know that we're going to be there for each other. We know that we are there for each other.
It's layered in your genetics, kind of, bro. That's cool.
If you want to say that, yeah.
Kind of, right?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I don't need to be called wife to know that I'm loved. He shows me that every day.
Well, damn it. Maybe you should teach that course.
Oh, no. These women know when they're loved. They do.
You think?
So do men. Absolutely.
Why do we stick around when we're not?
That's a very good question.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting.
You think some of us do, though? Eh?
I absolutely know
80% of us or more?
Yes, a lot of people stay in relationships just for the comfortability level and for the fact that when you get into a relationship, you do gain that comfortability to where, you stop getting ready. That's actually kind of my thing. I don't get ready very often. And so I tell my man all the time, I'm like, sorry, honey, I can dress up for you. You know what I mean? Like I can look good here and there, but other than that, I'm really just, I hang. And that comfortability for a lot of different relationships is people feel or they think that they're not going to find that. They're not going to find somebody that's going to accept them for who they are, just the flaws that they have, because a lot of people keep themselves just blocked off, or a lot of people will just bombard you with, this is who I am. And there's a lot of different types of people out there, and people stay in situations when they know that they don't want to stay in them for many different reasons. And who am I to even really speak on that? I just know the reasons why I did in certain situations.
I think that's all that matters. It's so cool. It's just funny that we try to please others. We care more about other people's opinions of us than we do of our own.
Yeah, some
and
people.
It's very human, and it's okay, but that's why we get so stuck. It's real.
Yeah,
it's real.
So
worry about what you think, man. What do you think?
I have a question. So you keep saying it's human.
Yes.
What do you? Please go into more depth. Give me some clarity. What's your definition of human?
Human. Obviously. That's a horrible word.
I'm looking for the junior answer.
I absolutely hate that. I don't say that, but I just did. That's really weird. I don't like obviously. There's no such thing as obvious. To my knowledge, humans are what we are as we sit here. Very human, meaning I think people can tie to that more than it's a guy thing, or I'm trying to keep it out of the category thing is all, right? Like, it's a color thing. It's a race thing. It's any fucking thing. It's just human.
Yeah.
We're human. We do so many dumb things.
It's just one of those words.
What the fuck is that noise? Is that a helicopter? Good God. Oh, dude. That sounded like a fucking airplane. That thing is loud, bro. But anyway, so human. I just think it's so easy to say that because I'm really trying to be, I'm attempting with all of my heart to be a little more thought when I speak. I speak quickly. I very much say it from the hip. A lot of times I believe it comes off a little rash, not as slowing me down a little bit's helping me is all I'm trying to say. I'm very I think feel I'm received as maybe a little aggressive, I'm excitable. I'm so excited to be in the conversation, and I think I'm that dog that gets so excited. People are like, okay, down boy, like, or something. I don't know what people think, but that's what I feel.
Yeah.
And I think as I'm aging, it's better to slow my little ass down a little bit and think before I speak, right? So that's where the human came from. It's very human to act this way. It's not guy, it's not girl, it's not
within the norm of what society is called normal.
There's not a label.
Yeah.
I don't want to label it. It's very much a woman thing to think this way. It's a human thing to act the way we act. Mm-hmm. We're so weird.
We are.
And it's okay. It's emotion. It's emotion before rational thought. It's emotion. We just bang. Fuck you. Like, whoa, think. Why did relax? Like, I'm learning that.
If I'm saying fuck you, best know that I mean it. I don't use it often, all right? And I'm a very nice individual, but I'm the nicest asshole you'll ever meet.
Look, I'm not fucking with Chance. It's not happening.
Yeah.
You have this thing. You have a very powerful, very, very powerful thing about you. I don't want to ever want you uncomfortable, but I say what I feel, and man, you're gnarly. You're very intense, and I love that. I love how very certain of things you are when you speak. You seem to me very certain. When you speak, it's with certainty.
Yes.
Right, wrong, or different. This is my word. And I have so respect that because I speak the same way, and I like people attract to that, right?
Yeah.
I think that's really cool, man. It's powerful, regardless of move or intent or anything. It's just very there. And I really like that when you talk. I was telling her that, the wife. I got to get that girl on this damn show.
Well, here I am, man. Well, it's funny that you say that because I was at Barbary Coast the other day. Gosh, I'm just throwing out my places, man.
What is that?
Barbary Coast. It's
I don't know. I'm sorry.
It's a bar.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's my favorite bar. Great food if you ever want like a
Shout
snack during the day, a little lunch and a brew. I don't care, But what is it? I was sitting at Barbary Coast the other day, and I was meeting up with a client, and a buddy of mine that was out there. He was like, "You talk like you really know what you're talking about." And I said, "Well, if I didn't know what I was talking about, I wouldn't talk at all." You know, and that's exactly what it is. Is a lot of people, they don't. When I'm given something or somebody asks me something and I'm like, hey, I don't have enough knowledge to hold a conversation with you in that area, so I'm not going to do it.
Right.
I let them know if I can't keep up with the conversation, I'm going to either one, bring somebody in who can, or two, I'm not going to have it with you.
I think that's hella cool, and I think most people are not that way.
Yeah.
I know most people aren't that way. we want to be accepted, and the only things we crave as humans, the two main things, right, are acceptance and comfort. That's all we crave. We need to know those two things are in place for us to move anywhere in a conversation. Simply, that's it. But we want acceptance so bad. We're going to pretend.
Yep.
We're going to add one more piece to this. Let's pretend.
Pretend like you know what everybody's talking about.
Yeah, now I can be comfortable because she accepts me. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
There's no need to go down some goofy road if you don't know something. I think that's powerful to say so.
Yeah.
But I don't know how normal that is. I really don't think it is. I think a lot of us, myself included, can find myself, if I get nervous and respecting someone's spot, you can get baffled and kind of start saying a few funny things. Be like, oh man, why'd you do that? Shut the fuck up.
Oh yeah, I've definitely had the occasional word vomit, if that's what you call it.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
I think it's beautiful to say it. I do it sometimes, not often.
Yeah.
I really try to stay in my lane, but I'll get tripped up, and I think some of us do, man. And we're like, but I'll catch myself and I'll pull it back in, and it gets goofy for a minute. But I'm okay to let it happen and be dumb. Let your thoughts come in. Let them go. Talk. It's okay, because I get in trouble with my mouth a lot.
It is. I love that you say it's okay, because I think that's what a lot of people need to hear is it's okay, man. Like, it's fine.
No one's going to die.
It's okay.
Someone could die. It's pretty doubtful.
Well,
let it happen.
Well, I mean, if you're doing something where you might die, I mean, fucking do it as crazy as you can, because if you have the chance of dying, you might as well have fun doing it.
That's where a lot of the acting comes from, right?
Yeah.
Like, people that do things as I used to do with the line stuff, you have to kind of put on an act. Like, I'm not scared. Fuck you, we're all scared.
Oh, hell no. Like, yeah, I'll straight up, I'll go up to you and I'll be like, I almost pissed my pants, man. I was so goddamn scared. I don't know about you. How are you standing up at the top of this cliff looking to jump off of it and you're not scared right now? I don't know. I'm still going to do it.
Do you do things like that? Do you love, we're going cliff diving. we're going to go jump in the lake. Is that something you're going to do?
Yes, I would do it,
You
but
do?
it would totally. I would have to stand at the top of the cliff for a minute and really mentally prepare myself, because I'm definitely one of those people. Like, I'm all for it. I went skydiving not too long ago, and my partner and his buddy, he was just like, I wasn't sure you were gonna do it, and excuse me. Of course I'm gonna do it. I'm in the plane. I'm not coming down in the plane. Okay.
If Chance says it's happening, it's happening, bro.
Yeah. If I say I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it.
In my own time, I will do what I say I do. How was that? What did that feel like? Okay, so you're strapped to somebody apparently, correct?
Yes.
So you have zero control over this jump. Walk me through that, just 20 seconds of like, what in the fuck am I doing?
Yeah. So you go up and you reach that height that they take you to. You watch the first person jump out. You watch the second person jump out, and you're like, okay, looks easy enough. But some of the other guys, they'll do like little flips out. And so then it comes to you and they're like, okay, bend your knees, bend your knees. And I'm like, am I bending my knees enough? Is this how I'm supposed to do this? Or like, what do you do? And so then you get out of the plane, he jumps out, whatnot, and you're kind of in dead air for a minute. And I decided to get pictures of my jump, and because I knew I wanted to remember the moment. So in my pictures, you don't know this, but I'm like saying to the guy, like, I can't fucking breathe, man. Like, I can't breathe, because when you hit that air, you're going so quick if you're not used to it, because the dude behind you, he has a helmet on, so he can breathe just fine. But me, I'm getting all this air at me. My eyes are going crazy, I'm watering, I'm leaking, and I can't breathe, and I'm just trying to tell him, hey, I can't breathe, like, is this gonna go away, and when I get to like full-blown panic mode, it goes away and I can breathe again, and I was okay,
So can you breathe, or are you just kind of panicking a little bit?
Well, yeah, I think
people
really
you're tripping.
Yep, I think it's just a big thing of adrenaline, and you're just tripping, so you feel like you can't breathe. But if you can get your breathing under control, which I definitely did not do.
How long do you think you were without it?
Oh God, not long.
But fucking feels like forever.
It did. I was looking at him like, can you see me telling you something?
And he's just smiling like, fucking chill, dude.
Pretty much. He's just up there still taking pictures of me. I've got the motions of this, and then
death here.
No,
death.
I can't. Yeah.
I'm passing the fuck out.
Exactly. That's what it was. But no, I think the worst part about skydiving is being that high up and coming back down, and your ears. I don't know about everybody else, but I have sensitive ears, and so those got me good. My ears were ringing after.
Good information for me to have.
Yep.
They don't, because I wear hair, that would destroy me. Can you not wear earmuffs, or what? You didn't have anything on for a helmet at all?
No, I just had goggles on, man. Just like little plastic goggles that when the air hits you, they slap at your face. Yeah, it's
like suction cups. Your fucking eyes are like sucking up.
I was like, I can't even see anything because my eyes were watering so hard, so I can't see anything. This shit's like up on my face so tight, and I can't breathe.
Why don't they give you the same thing they wear so you can chill and enjoy the experience?
Honestly, I have no idea.
Here, fucking enjoy this shit.
So even give me like the small one that goes over the front. I don't need like a full hat.
Let me scare the piss out of you the first time, and then we'll let you enjoy.
Pretty much. I think they do that to really like deter away the people that they think it's, I'm just gonna go jump out of a fucking plane.
I like that too.
Like I thought, but then you do it and you're like, this is pretty wild.
Scare you away from, maybe they don't want to do this again, right?
Yeah.
They want you up there if you want to be up there.
Exactly. They don't want to take you up there and bring you back down in the plane. They want to take you up there and they want to bring you down in the air.
So you calm down, you enjoy.
Yeah.
How was the landing?
Oh, the landing, that was fun. He just says, put your feet up. So you put your feet up, and I'm small. He's a tall guy. So I put my feet up, and we were perfect land.
Just
it was nice.
Graceful, not weird.
Yep. It was perfect. It was a perfect landing.
I've never done it. Have you skydived?
No, my cousin's a professional one, and
that's right.
Yeah, I won't do it. It's not my thing. It's not even like to conquer my fear. It's just like, why? I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good here on the ground.
Some of us are infatuated with flying. It's really weird. I've done hella bungee jumping, hell of the craziest things a human can think of for sure, but I've never skydived.
You've done bungee jumping?
Uh-huh.
How was that?
That's intense.
Oh, I bet.
So I also have Joe. I think Joe might even be an instructor now. He's right there. Joe does a lot. He loves it. He's a psycho skydiver, right? But I've heard from these people, bungee jumping is crazy more intense. I'm like, what? There's no way. But apparently it is. Like the bounce back up type thing. Like,
now I've got to try it.
Bungee jumping's intense. And when I did it before, that's one quick thing was We used to let you just jump into the bag. They'd let you jump 80 feet into the bag. I won't say where it was or any of that because it's no longer in business. They'd let you do it without a cord.
Really?
Yes, ma'am. You like on your 20th jump, if you signed a waiver, you could jump. I'll tell you off air where it was, and you could land just right in the bag.
Oh yeah.
I never did that. I was scared to death of that, but I know somebody that did. I watched it and I was like, what the fuck? Like, you can do that. They'll run and flip, and they had a bell at the end of this big long thing. You'd run, you'd jump out, try to hit the bell. It's 15 feet hanging out there. Incredibly hard to do. If you hit the bell, you would get a free jump. Bet your ass I did that.
Oh my gosh. Well,
Dude, it was gnarly.
that would be crazy.
So, yeah, that's a totally different experience, though. But skydiving, dude, I would love to do that. Joe told me don't start because you'll be addicted to it.
I could definitely see how it could become addictive. You know, you go up there and there were a couple people on the plane with you that are avid skydivers, and you watch them go down while you're going down, and they're all like holding hands and making stars and doing flips and just going fast. And I'm just like, damn, I want to do that.
Did you just do it one time?
I did. Only that one time.
You want to do it again?
I would love to do it again. Yeah.
What's the scariest part? Jumping? Landing? Trying to breathe?
Yeah, definitely the breathing part. That was the scariest part for me. The jump is nothing. I think, well, for me personally, the jump is nothing because I like that. I like being up there and just seeing everything from a different view. It was really therapeutic for me. But other than that, it was on the way down with the not breathing part. I was just like, am I going to pass out before I breathe again? Like, what's going on here?
Let's take a guess here. What's the probability of you dying skydiving?
That's a really good question.
We're doing this right now because guess what? I really wonder.
I do too. What's your guess?
I don't know, but I bet you it's high. I bet your probability, but you have to have how many people do it, right? So there's few, so it's going to be a higher number with, you know what I mean? That's kind of hard to judge. Like it's like a car. What's your probability of being hurt or very maimed in a car, right? It's like so many more people drive than skydive. So I wonder, you know, how to really take that. But I bet it's fairly high. I really do.
I'm very curious. Is it like what would be the reasoning for, you know, dying when skydiving? Is it, well, obviously it would be because your chute, you know, but could it also be like
there's been people
whoever does it, like them not doing something correctly that's going to do that as well?
Human error.
What if you have a medical, emergency? Like what if you pass out?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If you were that girl and you did it, right? And you did pass out, what happens?
You were lying, and I'm having a dream.
You're docked to that guy. You're docked.
But if you weren't,
but if the docker, did they treat? Because you have to go through like a 30-minute class before you jump.
Yeah, they just make you watch this really old movie of this dude. He's just like, okay, this is what you're gonna do, blah blah blah. And then you sign this waiver, and you're like, do I really want to sign this waiver right now? You do it anyways.
Well, because it looks like to me the fatality rate of skydiving is 0.006 per 1,000 jumps, according to the U.S. Parachute Association. Wow. 0.006 per 1,000 jumps. That is nothing. Isn't that bizarre?
That is bizarre.
Because that's not even a percent.
Happen more.
That's not even. That's not even a percent. That is insanity. I bet you are 7 billion times more likely to die in your goddamn vehicle.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
I bet that's the scariest thing we do all day is just get out of bed.
Oh, I know. I'm like not the best driver. I can absolutely admit that. My man will not, he wouldn't want to say that to anybody else. Like my woman's a horrible driver, but he definitely lets me know.
Because of speed? Because of...
Not because of speed. If anything, I drive like a grandma. It's more or less,
you're deep in thought as you drive. I can see.
Yeah.
I pondered the idea of electricity and all of its trinkets.
Oh my God. Yeah, pretty much.
Yo, Chance, what up, dog? Come to here, babe. Where we at?
Exactly. I get lost in the music, man. I love to drive. I love road tripping. That's my thing.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's relaxing to you?
Oh, absolutely. When I graduated high school, I drove to Chicago. Man, I was like, screw this. I'm out. I'm going to Chicago.
For what?
Why Chicago?
I have a buddy who lives out there. Yep.
Chicago, bro.
Chicago
got the good food.
Mm-hmm.
So said you've been saying like you've traveled, you just got into town, now Chicago. Do you plan on staying here in Utah or do you want to relocate and have like a different home base?
No relocation for me. I love Utah because I've traveled to quite a few different places. Every single time I come back home, I'm just so thankful. I'm just like, I love Utah.
Have you ever been around the country?
I have been to the Dominican Republic.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Pick up some cocaine.
Definitely not, but I may have.
They don't even have it there, I don't think.
Partaked in
It's a
some
joke.
flour. It was real nice.
Why'd you go there?
I went there for my dad's wedding. Yep.
Damn. Dad gonna get married in the Dominican Republic.
He did. He
Dope.
did. But I would say my favorite part about that trip, though, was actually we went up to a bunch of different churches, and I got to see a statue of like a slave breaking free from his chains.
Whoa, dude.
It
You got a
was-
picture of that shit?
I do have a picture of that. It was amazing. How could I not have a picture of that? You go see something like that,
That's dope.
you definitely take a picture of it.
That's cool. Like a big stone statue?
Yeah.
You have to show it to me. I want to see it.
I will.
That's dope.
Well, I'll be back in for more ink soon, so I'll bring the picture.
And that
on.
I'm excited for. Here's our car crash. Is this the car crash one? Yeah. So the car crash is what? 0.7% of all crashes for the year. Oh, okay. So that was kind of making it part of that. So while only small percentage of traffic collisions are deadly, they still kill many people. More than 3,000 Floridians.
Of course, it's Florida.
Every time lost their lives in traffic collisions in 2016. 3,000 Floridians. Dude, are we
liking how to say that, huh?
Yeah,
Floridians.
Floridians.
Oh.
Sounds as if it's something you should eat. Utahns. Ooh, what are Wyomingans?
I honestly couldn't tell you.
Wyoming nights. Holy shit, you're welcome. Wyomingans.
I'm a Wyoming.
I'm a Wyominger.
Yeah, it's whatever that is.
I'm a Utahard. We call us you, so you love Utah.
I do.
I do too.
Mm-hmm.
I do too.
It's really clean here.
Except for our fucking air right now.
Yes.
Yo,
That
holla
was
the
no
day. Did you, wow. Do you love the rain?
I do.
Dude,
I do.
I love that rain. I got to say one more thing about my day, and then it's not about me. It's about you.
Oh, it's
But
really
you would
about
be
both of
proud.
us. Come on.
You'd be proud of me. Are you ready for this?
Mhm.
Everybody in the room would be. Guess what I did today? Nothing.
That's the best thing ever when you can still do shit, but you're doing nothing at all.
Nothing. Well, I helped you at the end of the day.
You
I've
did.
done
I was going to
nothing.
say you did something.
I've laid in bed with my beautiful wife till like
Right on.
fucking 3 or something like that. It was the most incredibly.
They were fucking.
We were definitely fucking.
No
I'm just
doubt
kidding.
about that.
Dude, it was magical. I
Yeah.
loved it. I have never in my life done that before.
Well, and what is it? It's a Wednesday. If you can
never
do
done that.
nothing on a Wednesday, come on. You're doing something right.
I'm trying. I'm trying to,
Yeah.
because
Oh,
that's not how I
Junior-
tick, bro.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Hold up.
All right, hit it.
Try to take this lighter out of my hand.
It's not gonna happen.
Try to take this lighter out of
You're
my
gonna
hand.
pull it from me.
No, I'm not. No jokes. No jokes. Come on. Try to take this lighter out of my hand. All right. Now give it back to me.
No,
Give it back to me,
I
man.
took it.
You did take it. Give it back. Okay. Now try not to take this lighter out of my hand. I'm not joking. man.
Chance.
Try not to take this lighter out of my hand right now.
How do I try not to?
Exactly. So either you do or you don't. Okay. So you did take this lighter out of my hand, and you did not
That's a
take
wrap.
this lighter out of my hand.
That's a wrap. Do you see why I like talking to Chance? I love that.
Yeah.
You're very real. And
I
that's
like
very
that too.
real. And I very much needed that. Because I definitely say that word. And I do. I don't even try. So I don't even know why I say that.
Exactly. A lot of people say that, well, I'm trying, man. And you say that you're trying when you're in the process of doing.
So what should I say
you're
instead?
that you're doing it. I'm just doing it.
I'm doing today. I did today, not nothing.
Hell yeah. Another thing is I always say I'm just being, man. You know, I'm here. I'm being. That's what I'm doing.
Human.
Human being.
We're just human beings.
Yep.
Look what just happened right there.
Exactly. Took yours, took mine, just kind of brought them together.
This tattoo
And it didn't
experience-
even come from a song. See that?
Sorry. And that's my bad on that one, for real. Yeah, when we did the tattoo thing, it was back and forth like crazy. About
was.
nothing. Absolutely nothing.
I know, just random things here and
It just
there.
grew from a seed.
Yep.
She comes in, she's just all business. Like, bam, we're doing this. Bam, we're doing. Remember, sat down on the couch, like, God damn. All right. And we get talking. You're like, I'm 23. I'm like, you're fucking 23. You're 23 years old. Okay. All right. All right. I'm nervous and don't know what to talk about now. Chance, what do I do? And you're like, let's just this and that. You
Yeah.
just got it. Dude, you cracked me up.
Well, when a lot of people, when after I talk to them for a little while, they're always like, well, how old are you? And I look at them and I'm like, damn it. You know,
Do you find that
damn.
weird? You don't find that, like, you're not a really crazily normal young lady. You're very gifted. It's not normal, man.
Honestly, like,
It's cool.
the word weird to me, I personally, I take, like, I really like that word.
So
My
do
niece
I.
tells me all the time, she's like, Auntie, you're so weird, you know? And I was like, good. I'd rather be weird than normal.
Thank you.
All right, because I think when people use the word weird, it's just because sometimes they can't really understand, you know, what it is that's in front of them. And so they just chalk it up to, oh, that's different. That's a little weird, you know? And
Do you realize that the word weird, one more fun fact, in ancient times meant magical?
really,
Yes.
I love that.
So I don't know if I can't remember the exact origin of it, but the word derives from magical.
I can
Hella
dig
weird
that.
right here. I'll take it.
Yeah, I will absolutely take that. Pound my, makes no noise at all. Pound my gavel right there. You
But
know?
it's so serious. It's so, that's real shit. Because we talked about it the other night. I say that so often, and I think it's misunderstood. I think it's taken in a way. I shouldn't think that, but I feel like people take what I'm saying, not in a way that maybe I'm not presenting it well enough. Because I speak aggressively and I'm with purpose and I'm moving and I'm doing, and it makes people a little nervous. I know that. I can feel that.
Oh yeah.
Just moving will make people nervous, right? If I know where I'm going and they don't, they're like, "Oh my god!" You can feel it, man.
You can. I mean, when you're
But I
you're
don't
confident.
mean anything by it. It's very much.
Yeah.
I'm a very soft human being, but saying that's weird. It's like, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Take it that way.
I
It's
always say
beautiful.
thank you when somebody says you're weird or that's weird. I'm like, thanks, thank you. It is weird.
It's fucking beyond
Take it as
weird,
it is. If you don't like it, that's all right, man.
which means
still
it's
gonna be weird.
magical. It's
Yeah.
magical.
I love that. Magical. Magic is beautiful. I absolutely believe in magic.
Do you believe in magic?
I do.
Elaborate.
Yes. I believe in magic because I have definitely had some situations in my life, my short life,
Very.
my 23 years, where
You're an old soul.
I am, where I couldn't describe anything other than I've got an angel on my back and magic in my life. You know what I mean? That's
one of those things. Write that down.
Yeah, an angel on my back and magic in my life.
That's dope.
It's absolutely true. You know, you can see the magic in the air and you can see the magic in the people that you're around and that you have conversations with. And I definitely believe that there is light magic and there is dark magic in this world.
Think so?
Absolutely.
Damn.
Why you act dumb? You know, like 10 different witches.
I actually do. Believe it or not.
Do you?
Yes. You just met one here a minute ago.
Okay.
My daughter.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, she's very, very into all of that.
Yeah.
I go more of I'm a different breed as well. I have a different feeling about me. We'll talk about that some other time. It's very interesting. I feel things as well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it's called. I'm scared. I ain't scared of anything. I'm hesitant I will not put a label on it.
Yeah.
But I know things too. I feel it. It's weird.
Some things just don't need a word to define them.
No.
They just are what they are.
But people that want to know, right? So they're like, how can you explain this to me? I'm like, I can't.
Sometimes things don't need to be explained. Honestly,
You have
sometimes
to
they don't.
Find this for yourself, and
Yeah.
you will then feel it, right?
Absolutely. Until you've experienced something similar, I mean, are you truly ever going to understand anything that I'm explaining to you on that level?
That's a great point. How are you on this level? What knowledge? Like we learn things, we understand things. Do you just read a ton of books? Do you study? I feel like this doesn't naturally happening. Like you've honed this brain of yours somehow. It doesn't just happen. Everything we do, this is a fact of science, and regardless of anybody's belief, this didn't just happen. Geniuses are not born. We learn things.
Absolutely.
I don't think it's possible. This is one of the only stand firm points I will make. We're not born in any way. Our brain is very pliable. It's open and it's ready to receive. You don't come out of the womb speaking. You don't come out of the womb. You learn things. We learn all of these behaviors and all these things. Where did this come from? Not just mom being a gangster, because I know she's Tracy, right?
Yes, she is.
She's a gangster.
Straight OG, man.
She holds it down. But what do? Do you enjoy to read and study and cultivate information? What is this?
Yeah, I love reading. reading is amazing. It's one of my many escapes. Absolutely.
Tell.
It's a whole new reality, and it really just depends on. I read a bunch of different things. I recently read the Celestine Prophecy. Holy shit,
What is that?
thing! Oh, I can't. That's one of those things where you just can't explain it. You got to read it.
What is it called?
It's called the Celestine Prophecy.
What is Celestine?
That's it. What is Celestine?
Like I've never even
What
heard
is-
that word. What is that?
Yeah.
I'm not a
I-
very well.
I might have to buy like 10 vowels in a.
No,
Because I don't even know how to spell that.
Celestine.
I was gonna say okay.
S-E-L.
It's CEL.
C-E-L.
Yeah, CELESTINE.
Celestine.
Yeah.
Celestine.
Yep. The Celestine.
Oh, there's the book right
Prophecy.
there
Yep.
by James something.
Yeah.
Oh.
James wrote us something.
What is Redfield? James Redfield.
Yeah. So like, just
What does this
define
mean?
Celestine.
Summary. Definition. Celestine derives its name from the Latin word, whatever that is, meaning celestial, which in turn is derived from the Latin word, blah, 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 meaning sky or heaven. Sorry, I'm not even going to attempt this.
Yeah. So.
So it's very spiritual thing then. It's a sky or heavenly
Yeah.
from Kali.
Yeah. So of the sky or heavenly. So like
So
I'm not a religious person.
Right.
I definitely would say that I'm more of a spiritual person, but if I am given new information, I'm definitely one that's going to look into that new information and decide and judge for myself whether or not that's something that I'm willing to be malleable for, because I'm not malleable with a lot of things. For those of you who don't know what malleable is, it's easily influenced, and that's okay.
You were as a young child. Your
I
brain was. That's why it's so intense how you are, who you are. It's cool.
Yeah, exactly.
I
And
would
so
love to meet your mother.
she is a gem, man. She's amazing. You think that you're surprised by me? Wait till you meet her.
I would love to meet your mother.
Yes.
Absolutely that would be an honor. So is this a belief of his thing where he breaks it down in between different ideas, or is he's reading Quran? What is he doing here?
Yeah, so basically, like, how I can best describe this book without really giving it away, because I don't want to give it away. I truly believe that this is a book that you choose to give to somebody. You know what I mean? Or if you're going through like some different things and you just kind of need a different way to think about some things, definitely pick this book up, give it a read. Spiritual, religious, anything not atheist, doesn't really matter.
No.
I always recommend this book to anybody. It's this gentleman, and he feels lost in what he's doing, you know, and he's not sure what route he really wants to take next, and he's just kind of sitting in his room, and he gets this phone call, and it's from an old classmate, I want to say, from college, and she was out in Peru, and she was on this archaeological dig, and they pulled up these insights, and so what it is it's these 9 insights, and it basically goes on to say like
scribed on a piece of material or something?
Yeah.
Into a rock or?
Yeah, it's on just like, it's on like this older,
like a scroll.
Older, yeah, kind of like an older scroll or whatnot. And a lot of people, because the Peruvian government was trying to just like take all of these findings and say, okay, like all of these archaeologists, oh my God, that word.
It's a fucking hard word.
It really is, man. And with the way I speak, it just does not go with it doesn't go with how I talk. All these archaeologists, they wanted to basically debunk it before it really made its way to spread around to a lot of these different people, because it was really, it was going against the Peruvian, how they viewed religion. And it was going against that, and how, the choices that you make in your life and how you choose to do things and the coincidences within your life, and like the way that you interact with people, how you could be having a conversation with somebody, and like you and I, for example, there's a vacuum, like an invisible vacuum, and this is one of the parts that it goes into. And it says, I could be taking a lot of your energy from you, and you could feel it, but not necessarily be aware of it. And or vice versa. You could be taking energy from me. But it's very rare when you find 2 people who can hold a conversation and not have one taking something from the other, but rather in turn just pushing it back and forth together through each other. And so that was just kind of like a part in that book. And another one is that there's the intimidator, the the aloof, and the interrogator. And so I want to say there's another one, but I think, yeah.
In a
I'll have to-
conversation, is that what you're saying? Is that how he's explaining?
Well, yeah,
it?
with anything.
With
so
any,
like,
okay, with any.
yeah,
okay.
an aloof is somebody who will basically like, they'll just be like, oh, I didn't know, like, my bad.
Yeah.
And an intimidator is somebody who always wants to intimidate you, and just let you know, like, hey, I'm dominant. You know what I mean? Over nothing. They just need to let you know that my voice is much more than yours.
Okay.
And then there's the interrogator, where it doesn't matter what you're talking about or anything like that. They just want to ask you all these questions to say, okay, well, do you really know what you're talking about? And they want to make you think that you don't, pretty much. And so there's the aloof, the interrogator, the intimidator, and there is one more. I can't remember what it is. But it's very interesting, and it just kind of, it goes along with how there's another part in there where they make it up to this like green place. It's where they have like, it's a place in Peru where it says that there's like heavy magic, and you just can feel it in the air. And so they did this testing between plants, and so they had plants over here where people were yelling at the plants, just like not giving them any love, but they were watering them, they were giving the same amount of sunlight, it was the same plants. And so they had the two different test subjects, these plants over here, these plants over here. These ones weren't getting any love, they were being talked down to. And then these plants over here, they would say, oh, I love you, you're going to grow strong, this is what's going to happen. And it was really just feeding into them. Even though plants can't hear you, that plant picked up on the energy. And so it also went into how you grow your vegetables. Depending on what you give, it's going to produce for you better if you give it love. And so they found that the plants that they gave love to, there was more sustenance in the foods that came off of those plants. And the plants that didn't get the loving talk, it didn't give you as much sustenance. It didn't give you like, what is that?
Essence.
Yes. Yeah.
Like vitamins and shit.
Yeah, the vitamins, they weren't as potent.
It's vitality. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't. And there's it also goes along with people's agrobacteria. Are you familiar with agrobacteria?
No.
Okay, shout out Sarah Stremke, okay, because she is the one that brought this to my attention. And I had known a bit about it, but until she really like went in depth with me on it, I didn't know that so much of what went in with agrobacteria. So each person has agrobacteria. So does dogs, animals, plants, anything. Everything generates agrobacteria. So when you touch a plant and your agrobacteria is toxic to that plant, you can go back to that plant the next day and you can see that it went a little bit more brown in that area because your agrobacteria that you were secreting from you yourself, the energy that you put out there to that plant was toxic to it and it didn't help it. Oof. So yeah, my agrobacteria, it does not work well with our plants around our house. My partner, he's got a green thumb like no other. All right. His agrobacteria, he could touch those plants all day long and they'll live. Me, I touch the plant and it dies.
I wonder why.
Yeah, I have
interesting.
too. Yeah, and I wonder if it's just because my frequency that I run on is a little bit higher than the plant's frequency and or my man's. Because I definitely know that and when I say he runs on a lower frequency than me, it's not anything in the rude sense. He's a more calm individual than I am.
Absolutely, I see that.
Like me and what I do, my brain process, everything like that, it runs a little bit more sporadic.
Look at what's sitting here. It's the exact same thing. And I also believe, me and my wife are the same way, and I believe that, a couple quick things to go even back in your story too, is it takes the 100%, 180 degree opposite human of you is actually your best partner.
Oh, yeah.
That's your best life partner. In any sense you put it, wife, husband, whatever. Your partner should be very, very opposite of you in the sense that they bring things you don't. Mm-hmm. And if you can make that happen together, that's the most powerful you could possibly be as a human being. Powerful. Yes. The best that can be. It's everything in the one, right?
It's amplification, honestly.
It's the idea of the way a relationship should work. If you're very similar people, you don't grow as much. You're not going to gain as much, ideally, is the idea. You want a hunter and a gatherer together, not two hunters.
Exactly.
That's the idea. You're going to survive quicker, better. Things will sustain when you have opposite things. What you said earlier about the Peru thing and about I went to North Korea does this, what you were saying, what I got from that was they don't want you to learn or dig or cultivate or think. They want to control you. They want to you're not going to look into this. It's illegal to mine information. North Korea does the same thing. That's why I heard a really long thing about that. It made me sick. It's disgusting.
Oh yeah.
100% controlled. They can't eat. They can't. I had no idea. The Joe Rogan episode with that young lady from there. Oh my God, it was unbelievable. It was along the lines of what you were just saying. They're 100%
I haven't
controlled.
seen the episode. I'd love to see it if you want to send me the link.
I'll find it. We'll look it up. It was fucking insane. It was the first big interview she'd ever done. This cute little lady from North Korea. The story was fucking not even human.
Oh my gosh.
You do not treat people that way.
So like
they have no idea.
Is this live?
No.
Okay, I have to pee. Can I
go pee? Yeah, please.
Because I'm
please.
like sitting here and I'm like, holy shit, I gotta bounce.
Please. Yeah, run
I'll be
upstairs.
right
That's her on the left. I can't remember her name. Do you remember how to run all that up there, yo? You're good. Yeah, Yomi, that's her. Dude, that was the most intense. So 1691, I guess, is the number. Look that up and listen to that. It will change your life. I was so blown away. This poor young lady, I think this was like her first big review or big interview she'd ever done. And she speaks out about what's going on over there. I had no idea. They do not have electricity. They're not allowed to eat. They can't go get food. They have to hunt their food down. They have to go hustle their food. They're not allowed to. There's no grocery store. There's no way for them to get food. It is the most unbelievable story I've ever heard.
Yeah, I've always heard about Kim Jong-un being obviously he's a dictator, but I've always heard about that.
He just died, I believe. I believe that was how that went down. But yeah, he's an absolute just controlling, disgusting human. I had no idea North Korea was this way. You should hear this episode. I heard it the other day. I listened to it all, and it was really, 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 really interesting. Any of that control is just garbage. It's crazy to listen to it. They have zero say in absolutely everything in their life. They have no say in one thing. Not one single thing do they have a say in. They have zero freedom. They have zero. You should just listen to the way she talks about the U.S. And we all sit here and complain and we fight and we argue about politics and all these things, but that's kind of all we understand. She's like, if you come from where I come from, this place, you guys are so beautiful. You can just go get food. You can go to the store and have something to eat. Like don't complain about anything. Her journey's getting just insanity over this story. It's truly, if you haven't heard it, you guys definitely check it out.
I did hear about.
She weighed like 60-something pounds when she came here. Like these people just are malnourished and die. We don't hear any of these things. I didn't know that anyway.
Yeah, I gotta look further into her because I heard on I think it was Brendan Schaub's podcast. He was talking about how she's like the Kim Kardashian of North Korea.
Oh,
but there's also like some allegations that her whole story's fake.
No shit.
Yeah, there's like some serious allegations.
I can't
about
imagine that Joe wouldn't have done something about that, but because I think he's really against that shit, right? Like maybe I'm just fed into it. Then apparently,
I'll have to look into it.
I've always prided everything that he said. People he has on his show, I very much believe in what they're saying and what they're doing, but hopefully this wasn't a big one of them.
I'm sure anybody from North Korea has a story though. I mean, it's a very real thing over there, right? Like. The dictatorship, the fake stores. Have you ever seen the fake stores?
No.
Like they're like fake stores, like 7-Eleven. Like they'll have like
there's nothing in it.
No, it's like props.
Yeah, just to fuck with you.
Yeah.
So see, when you listen to her story, I pride myself on listening. When I hear you speak, I feel I can truly say, "Oh, alrighty, good one. You're fucking lying." You can feel it. This story, the way she answers things and the way they back and forth things. Joe, we all know Joe, and the way he interviews people, the way he talks to people is very real. And he's going to say something like, yeah, explain that. Like you're full of shit, man. That makes no fucking sense. But the way this happens, the way this 1691, I guess maybe there's some fraud behind some of this. It sounds like we've unveiled here when you were up there. But what I heard is very believable to what I would call very true. just by the way she speaks of it. It doesn't sound made up at all. She cries, but not weirdly. It doesn't feel made up. It feels very authentic, but who knows? This world is sad.
Wait, what did I miss? What?
Yeah. It's got weird. Like Dre heard now, and it's not, we don't know for sure or what's going on, but he had actually kind of heard that she's might be like the Kardashian of over there.
Oh, okay.
And maybe some of this might be a little bit fraud, possibly. Is she a reliable source? Like there's a lot of stuff written about this. But it was, man, I heard it. And I prided, what I was saying is I've always prided anything Joe has on is very real. Yeah. It's very, very believable information, and it seems to be more accurate than anything ever. There's a reason he's the biggest podcaster alive. He sees through bullshit, I think, and he gets people on, and I've watched him question people and take them right apart on accident and find out they're fucking lying.
Oh yeah,
right.
But that's the best part is if you can question
it's
so
intense.
far and you can be like, oh, okay, now you're uncomfortable.
Exactly,
because what you're saying is untruthful.
Right, and that's this lady. When you listen to, he does it the whole time. He's like, say more. Like you're telling me, and like, and the way he asks it would put any human in a corner, absolute corner. Like, oh fuck, no, and she will keep going. Like, yes, it's this and this and this, and she explains it very eloquently. It's very, to me, it was very well put together. It was really, really believable story. But it was just of such. We all have stories.
Yeah. But is that what that is? It's just a lot of people just saying, "Hey, I'm skeptical of what she even said on that podcast."
Yes, that's kind of what Dre brought to my attention, and I didn't know that. What I had heard was just from that one podcast, and shame on me for believing in everything truly that comes out of that show. But everything there's never been one where you're like, "What the fuck?" He does it for us all.
Yeah.
Right there on live, he'll say, "Please, Chance, explain." And before you know it, he's like, "This fucking, what the fuck?" He'll say it to Jamie, like, "You fucking kidding me, man? Like, look this shit up."
Yeah.
And he'll take them apart nicely right there.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so what you mean is it's not really that. It's kind of this, right? He'll do that.
It.
He does it, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And there's none of this in this interview. It's fucking incredible. And if anything, it's a really, really intensely, can't put it down story as she speaks. It's very real. But look, all humans, it's all we do. We tell stories of our experience. And there's one thing super scientifically true. You cannot, it is physically impossible to tell the same thing twice. It is impossible. If it's yes or no, that's one thing. If there is any dialect into it, any emotional tie to it whatsoever, you will fabricate that story. And of such, if people feed into it, oftentimes we will make it a little more.
A little bit more interesting.
Why not, right? That's what we do. People do that. It's still very real, but when I walked up that hill, it got 14 feet longer.
But why do people do that is the question.
Why is it we do that? I think it's very simple. I think it's more, I'm getting what I like. When Chance gets excited, I can feel Chance's body language. I'm very in tune with mine. When you get excited, I keep going.
Yeah.
And I keep going. And
get
all of a sudden,
bubbly.
Yeah, you like it too. So you'll kind of do it too. Some people have, I think, more of a hard time turning it off than others.
I think passionate conversations need to happen more often.
For sure.
There's so many. I think that's why a lot of people are just like, Chance does not talk, because I really don't. I'll go out and I won't talk to people.
You're so interesting.
I just look at people, and people will come up to me and they'll be like, okay, like, what's up? And I can tell right off of the bat, just the few words out of their mouth, whether or not I can carry a conversation with them.
Right.
And most of the time I can't. Most of the time I can't, because it's not a conversation that I want to have, because it's just bullshit. It's the weather, it's the news, it's the artists. Well, like, not artists are very important, but it's these big name artists. And I myself and personally, I want to hear about the artists that are in your own town. Do you know anything about the artists in your own town, where you're from? Do you know who's doing what here, locally?
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm more along the lines of, is I don't want to talk to you about what everybody's talking to you about or what you're talking to them about. And
some people probably are going to be offended by that, right? Like knowledge based, they're like, damn, I'm stupid. Chance makes me feel stupid. It's real, man.
I only
it's
make
like,
you
no,
feel
I just
stupid
wanna,
if you feel stupid.
I want to speak. No, but I respect that very much. I think the same way you do, exactly. But I think some people get derailed by that a little bit, like they're not good enough or they're not whatever enough. It's like, no, man, let's just talk about something cool.
Yeah.
Something, what do you like to do? What do you like to do? I got a lot of shit to do, so let's put this in an area we can grow from here. That's how I am, man.
Oh, absolutely.
And I know a lot of people in my circle, it frustrates them when I'll get up and I'll walk away. I'll leave. I'm gonna pull really bad out of this conversation, because I'm getting ready to get emotionally tied to this and say, guys, man, and listen, I don't know everything. I don't. But I can tell you right now, this conversation, as far as going to grow from something, is absolute zero.
Yeah.
I got a few things to do. Look at me being so selfish. I got to go a few things to do. I'm going to go do them. I think we all need to live our lives more that way. Do what you want to do. You don't have to sit and do anything.
Don't be afraid to walk away from the conversation.
Man, it's okay. It's very healthy. And we're getting to where everything's like that around here. Just say what you feel. Like, hey, man, I'm kind of over this. Can we mouth on? You can say that to me. And I absolutely am receptive to it. I'm like, you're goddamn right. Like,
yeah, like
I'm okay with that.
Cut automatic out, Junior. No more on this conversation. No more on this topic.
Exactly.
I'm done.
Bring it. Bring it. And then I say to you, bring a new topic. What would you like to speak of?
Oh, that's a good question. I think we're going to continue on the topic we were just discussing.
Oftentimes people don't know. They don't know what to say.
They
See?
don't.
They just want to stop you because they're bored. Okay, well, bring me something.
Yeah, don't just stop me to be an asshole, you know?
You're now the interrogator.
Intrigue something else, exactly.
Or whatever.
The intimidator.
The
Yeah.
intimidator, yeah. Dude, I'm going to look into that book.
Please do.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. So it's not even just his belief or his idea. Like, he backs up things with science stuff and stories. And
This is
all over.
It's no, what is that? Nonfiction is real, right? And then fiction is not.
Well, whatever you think.
Yes.
Yes.
Right?
Nonfiction would be considered as real.
Yeah, it's a fiction. It's a story. It's a story. And whatever you choose to take from that story of how this gentleman wrote this book is what you take from it. And I took a lot from it.
That's cool.
Just because that's who I am. I'm not going to read a book not to get anything out of it. I read for reasons to just like escape or actually grow something within my mind. It's because I put that seed in my mind of, okay, this, and I'm reading this book because that seed needs nourishment. It needs some water. And that's in the pages of the books that I read.
How do you turn all this off?
What is all of this? My thoughts?
Yeah. How does I see Chance is not going to just lay down and go to bed. How does Chance calm down? Are you calm? I think you're calm. But I think people perceive this way of thinking, holy shit. How does Chance, can you just go lay down and go to sleep and relax? Do you have a thing that you do that prepares you for this? How do you do that?
No, it really just depends. Honestly, like I smoke a lot of weed.
Hell yeah.
You know, I love smoking weed, man. I love my flower. But honestly, my mom taught me when I was really young to put my body to sleep, and that's what helped me out over the years. Is she told me, she was like, mind over matter, honey. You know, like when you go to bed, because I used to have trouble sleeping at night. I used to have like really bad dreams, and so she would come in and she'd be like, okay, like just tell yourself I'm putting my feet to sleep. And I would put my feet to sleep, but she says you can't just tell yourself. You need to know that. You need to feel it. You need to feel the difference in knowing that your feet are awake and your feet are asleep. And I know that's kind of funny to say, but
it's not.
So, yeah,
that's why I asked you this question.
Good question. So I would lay down and I'd put my feet to sleep, and then I'd work my way up, and then I would get to my brain, and I would realize like by the time I got to just my thought process of it, I was already kind of just drained because the rest of my body was feeling buoyant at that time. It was there, it was relaxed, and I could close my eyes and I could go to bed, you know, and I still do that to this day, and it helps me so much. It's
so funny. I ask you a question and you give me an initial response of like, this is so silly. Why? And you go into response like you do. And that's exactly why I'm asking you these questions. I can feel it.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
I mean, I really don't know
that's
that
really
I have
cool.
an answer until I answer you.
But you do. You answer me initially with like, Junior, that was silly. That's what I retake from that. And then you go into this elaborate experience. Like, that's fucking cool, man.
Yeah.
That's why I ask it. I think it's cool. The weirdest shit to ask is always so interesting.
Yeah, and
I
it's
think
always
that's
like
amazing.
the most simple.
People can take value from that.
Yeah.
What is so wrong with somebody going, holy fuck, I could do that?
You can, and it's
so
way
cool.
easier than you think. And a lot of people are like, how do you put your limbs to sleep? Like, how do you do that? I don't know. You just really think hard about it.
Talk about it.
Yeah, talk about it. I mean, be open to it. I think that's what a lot of things are, is a lot of the changes that you make, or you want to try something new, especially with something like that of getting your breathing under control or calming down or going to sleep, because that's where you need to be content with your brain. You need to be at one with not only your brain and the thoughts that are constantly running through it, but your breathing on top of that. It's very important to understand how you're thinking, how you're breathing, and how you can work that to help you. you know, and that's what she did with me at a young age. She taught me that. Exactly.
We got to meet this Mother Teresa.
She's a Mother Tracy.
She's a Mother Tracy.
I got a Mother Teresa too.
Do you?
Mm-hmm, that's Josh. That's my partner. That's his mom's name.
Oop, see?
Yep.
You've got it all lined up. What's your next idea of a move? Are you just going to stay in your little groove and doing your thing?
Yeah, man.
You don't have any. What's our next endeavor?
my next endeavor. I don't know. What comes. Honestly, like I said before, like you said, I just ride that wave, man. What comes, and I really just go with the flow. I can absolutely make a plan. I love my calendar, but I allow things to come as they are. And so I would say the next plan is just continue dancing my way until it hits.
Do you get frustrated?
Absolutely.
What do you do to work through frustration?
I just sit. I sit down. Yeah. I will sit down and I will think about it heavily for a minute. And then I will go and I will talk it out with somebody whom I can feel will understand what I have to say. Because there's a lot of things that I say that don't make any sense at all unless you know me really well. I can spurt out some shit that you have no idea what the hell I'm saying unless you really know me to my core. You can say, I understand everything you just said. But yeah, I either sit down or I find somebody who knows me really well that I can just talk to.
And you find that happens when you're frustrated.
Yeah.
It comes out not the way it was meant to come out.
Yeah, I get really fast. I speak really fast sometimes. So, that's what it is.
I might understand that.
You know that one.
Why do you think that is? Why do we do that? Why does that happen?
I think that I want to get it all out before I lose it. And that's why I speak so fast sometimes, is because I want to get everything out. And then I want to step back and like help you understand what I just said, you know? So I'll lay it all out for you and then I'll walk you through the process of what I was thinking and why I laid it out so fast for you.
Do you think you make your process when you actually start telling them your process?
Absolutely. I
do.
Yeah. Because that's another thing, you know, I learned that too, is you got to know your fucking processes, man. If you don't know your processes, how are you going to do what you want to do? You know, like how are you going to do all of these big ideas that you want to do if you don't know the processes behind them? And the number one thing about that is even being an entrepreneur. And you should know this very well. As a tattoo artist, as, you know, you starting your podcast, is just being a regular influencer from day to day. And I don't mean regular as like you're doing what everybody else is doing. I mean, it's you are out there on a regular basis with your podcast talking to people. You know, you are speaking to people. And you need to find out the processes that work best for you. And until you know the initial processes, okay, and the formulas that go along with those processes, until you know those, you will not be able to create your own formula for the process that you want to take. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So once you know the process, you can create your own formula.
Do you think that's something that somebody learns before they do it, or do you think we learn it and we cultivate it as it happens? Like, I believe when I do things, I'm making the process and I'm making the formula. I don't believe there's something out there that's actually going to guide me in any way other than the way I do it because it's mine. Yeah. It'd be like making cookies. You're going to give me a recipe. I don't know where it came from, but I'm going to follow it and I'm going to put my spin into it. I just make the recipe. Is that so weird? I dive into it so fucking hard.
Yeah.
I had no idea how to do a podcast.
Well,
I'm like, good. Perfect.
Yeah, you just started it, right?
Yeah, man. So making up this formula and giving this recipe, that's where it's confusing to me. I don't even know. I can't often explain what I mean. Was that my dog? God. She will try to rip the fucking door down to get in here.
Oh my gosh, that's my Theta. She put a hole in a door once.
What is she?
Oh yeah, she's a tough girl.
What is it? What is she?
She's a German Shep, Aussie Shep, Husky mix.
Damn,
yeah.
Gina.
Yeah, she's cute too.
She's
all
coming
black
through that
with
door.
Brown. She's got white eyes. She'll stare you down. She'll stare into your soul, man.
Our little baby has gray, like the gray. You know, Stormy.
Mm-hmm.
My little baby. Have you met my little puppy?
Yes, I have. I love that dog.
She has that
so
same
cute.
thing. She looks at you and it's like, there's nothing in them eyes. You see right through. Like, it's creepy.
Oh yeah.
There's no
it can
density.
be.
It's like you can see through them. But that's what I think, man. I feel like you have a good grasp on things, and you have angles, and you have reason, and you have direction, and you have good stability there's a stability feeling when I talk to you. Like you truly know what's happening. You have a goal. You have a thing. It's a certainty. It's very much a certainty of what you are, what you want, what you're headed for. I don't think a lot of people have that. It makes some people nervous to talk to people like you, and then it also makes people interested. I'm very interested, but I'm quite the opposite, where I just make it up as I go. I'm really making things up as I go. You come across to me as somebody having the idea that you have a direction. Like I see her that way too, him too. Like these people, they make moves because they know what they want to do. I don't really have that, man. I just go at it. So it'd be interesting to grab a hold of the idea of thinking through things a little bit. Yeah. Right? And then going with my damn the torpedoes fucking idea here. Let's get this kind of thing. I think that's interesting, man. It'd behoove me to listen.
Well,
will somebody go get that fucking dog?
Don't underrate yourself, Junior, because...
Do you think I do?
I think that you do. I think that you have a tenacity about you. I think that you have a very high energy that only people of the similar frequency can really pick up on and appreciate to the full extent that they should. And if you feel uncomfortable by that energy, it's just another reminder that you really don't need to be around those people. Sure. Because they can't appreciate the authentic you. You know, you are high energy. I'm high energy. And when you're in that type of realm, you have a different type of appreciation for another person that has that same type of that same type of movement, the internal movement.
But if not, you say I put myself down. That's the idea I was getting there. Is that what you're saying?
Oh no.
Okay.
I don't think you put yourself down. If anything, you talk yourself up. You know,
you think
as
so?
you should. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I think that you're very humble in the way that you speak about yourself.
I thought you were going the other way with it.
Absolutely not.
So I've heard it before.
I was gonna say,
don't be so
rude.
hard on yourself, and I smile. Interesting. You think I'm hard on myself?
Well,
touche. I'm glad you feel that way.
Yeah, you're over here saying something, about me, and it's all nice, and it's like shit, Junior. What do you have to say about yourself? You've been doing a lot of stuff, man. You do amazing things.
Yeah, it's constant digging. That's why I always look for the answers I love. How do you go to sleep?
Yeah, right.
Right. How do you turn that off? How do you turn that up? I'm curious because I'm curious. Because I do the same thing, man. I go at it and go at it hard. And the secret to me is I don't believe we can control our thoughts. I believe that's completely impossible. I believe you can try to control them and it will absolutely drive us mad. I believe we can control the idea of what we're up to. If I want to get up to move, I get up to move. So I think I've maybe been misunderstood quite a little bit on this show. If you listen to it at all, I say, control the this, control the that. No. I'm not even like that. I don't think we can really control a whole lot, but you can physically control what the fuck you're going to do, man.
You can.
If I'm over it, you're going to get up and walk away.
I think control just has a really negative connotation of the word, because it control, people just, when you think of somebody saying control, for me, I also go to power. People want power to control other people. And so it kind of like works hand in hand there. And it's in the way that you talk about it is we don't have control over a lot of things, and control over our thought. If you had control over your thought, man, imagine what the fuck you'd be doing.
Thank you.
Imagine where you would be. Absolutely, we have no control over our thought, but at least we're aware at the fact that we have no control over our thought.
I think that's everything.
Yeah, being aware.
I think it's real, and I think that allowing things to come and go is the key, right? Like,
yes,
it's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be okay.
Everything will be a-okay.
And the more you try to control, the less in control you are. Calm the fuck down, right?
Oh yeah.
So, what do you do for fun? You skydive.
Oh, that was a one-time thing. I go camping.
You love to camp.
I love to camp.
You take your shoes are off and you ground to the earth. Do you not? I can feel it.
I do.
Yeah.
I think it's very important to pull energy from the earth, because if you're not pulling energy from the earth, you tend to pull energy from whomever you're closest to. And a lot of people don't recognize that, is you pull a lot of energy from your partner in life, and you don't want to do that because that can drain them. So make sure that you're always pulling energy from the earth. It's very important.
There's laws behind all of that. I love it.
What's did you ever go into that, looking up those the codes, the rule and the law?
No, I did not. Listen, but I respect that.
Yeah.
Can you repeat that for the world?
Oh hell, if I can remember it.
We've had the most interesting conversation up there. I've never got on a depth of conversation with many as I have you.
Yeah.
You say, how did that get brought about?
Honestly, I can't remember. You said it was a rule to put the woman's face, to put the face
in tattooing. Yes.
to, like, away from you.
We were talking about a portrait thing, something like that. Yeah. So I say the rule, the idea. I rarely do that, right? That's the idea. The idea is the rule states.
Yep.
Portraits have to do this, and they must do this. There's rules to this.
Yeah.
There's a whole thing behind why it works, right? That's not law. No one's gonna die. So you bring up an interesting point. You say, and then you go. You say, is this a rule? Is it a
code, or is it a code, a rule, or a law? Because a code is something that is unspoken and followed. A rule is something that is spoken and followed, and a law is something that is spoken, agreed upon, written down, and followed. Yeah, so like
forgive me if I don't believe 23-year-olds think this way.
Hey, you can thank my law in the courts class for
and
that.
I know I keep saying that. Dude, it's really cool.
Yeah.
That's fucking insane. And I did write that down.
Mm-hmm. And I wish I would have given you the examples for those, as like the men's restroom code thing, and then the line is the rule. Oh, hi, honey.
Oh, who do we got? Which one is it? Black, white?
What's the dog's name? White.
That's Journey.
Journey. Oh. Zoe.
Oh, that's Zoe. She's black and white. She's both. She has a kitty on her bum.
Oh no, she's probably smelling the pup. She's got my shoes.
Zoe, get your fat ass out of here.
My mom just got a new Doberman Pinscher. He's like the cutest little shit ever. But I deal with this with my 3 dogs when I get home. Every single time I've like hung out with that
Where
little puppy.
have you been? Where have you been?
Yeah, exactly. Did you cheat on me today? Like I smell an animal that is none of us. So it's
where have
funny.
you been?
Mm-hmm.
They rely on scent only.
Pretty much.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
I wish we could be dogs and see what they see just for a second.
I would love that.
Here's a good one. Would you, if you could? She's just all about it.
I know. She's just like, come here. I need to get all of it in.
If you had one, I'm not a big if guy, but it is cool to me. If you could, just for 5 minutes, would you get into someone else's brain and just see what it feels like? And be like, I want to feel what that is right now.
Honestly, I would. I love the idea of that, but I wouldn't. And I wouldn't only because 5 minutes is a lot longer than you think it is. Okay? And I have worked so hard on my psyche that I don't want to jump into somebody else's for 5 minutes, 2 minutes, or even 1 second. I really don't. I can absolutely, do my best to put myself in their shoes, regarding like what they've told me, and or if I've ever been in that experience, and I cannot sympathize, but I can empathize, because I've experienced it. But other than that, no, I wouldn't want to go into somebody else's psyche because I've done a lot to protect my own, and I wouldn't, like hypothetically, I would never want to do that. I would be scared as fuck to do that.
It'd be scary, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I think
you don't know what you're going to find.
I think it'd be interesting to really know what people actually see, because it's physically impossible. It's truly impossible to see anything I see, understand what I understand, hear what I hear, see what you have we have zero way to make that anything, but yet we put everything on it. Right now I'm thinking Dre's thinking this, he's thinking that. Why is she blinking and looking at Dre right now? Why is my wife doing that? I'm doing all of these things, and nobody in the fucking room is doing any of those things.
Yeah.
They're doing them about other things.
Exactly.
How weird is it if we just say how we feel?
I would
Crickets,
love that, honestly.
Crickets. Like,
I
yo,
would love
bro,
that.
hey, I'm feeling this.
How are you feeling, Dre? Like, what are you thinking
That's
right now?
how I
Junior just brought
operate.
it up. Now I'm curious.
25 hours a day. That's how I am. People love it. People hate it. It's okay.
Yeah,
That's how I do. It's how I roll.
it works.
I think it's beautiful. That's why I love on my daughter's podcast when she says, hey, I'm nervous. I want everybody to breathe with me. Did you hear that?
I did not hear
that. Oh, my
that.
God, it shook me to the core.
Are you serious?
I thought it was beautiful.
She
She's like,
said that?
she said, I'm going to slow down my breathing a little bit. I'm a little bit nervous. She did it on the podcast.
Round
I
of
thought that was
applause.
so humbly cool.
Absolutely.
I'm learning more how to understand human beings listening to my daughter speak, because she listens and she cares. She knows the answer to everything you're saying, but she asks it in a way that she's never heard you speak it before.
Yeah.
I think that is so cool. I found I'm not a really great listener, but as I listen to hers, I'm learning to listen.
A little bit more.
Yes.
Hey, at least that's what it is.
It's such a cool thing. You do the same thing. You answer questions so it's like a symphony when you speak. He does the same thing, man. You guys, when you speak, when you use words, it sounds so cool. And I just sit back in awe all the time going, what the fuck am I doing here, man? I don't know. It's really neat. So I think it's cool to learn. I love to learn from all of you people.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not learning from the people that you surround yourself with, what the hell are you doing, man? Like, honestly, that's what we're here to do, is we're here to continuously learn. Well, in my perspective, I believe that. I believe that you can never have enough knowledge or education on anything, really, because who's to say that what was true yesterday, like what was true yesterday cannot necessarily be true today or tomorrow. It's ever changing. It's an ever changing target, and it is very subjective, so
True.
It's very interesting.
There is no true, huh?
Right.
It's pretty interesting. There's what you think is true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What you think is true is what matters. That's what I think is power. I tried to explain it on a few other shows with talking to these guys. It's so hard to think that way. There's no real. There's no true. There's no good. There's no bad. Whatever you think to be is just fine.
Well, we're all just kind of in a large fishbowl of like completely different realities. And, you walk into somebody else's reality and, you can feel uncomfortable, or you can feel absolutely comfortable. It's really all in the type of reality that person's portraying onto you as well, and how you're feeling it.
So think about this then. Why is it we're having such problem with all these outbreaks and all these people and all this overreaction and everything? Because we think we're seeing other people's lives through this social, sharing ideas and thoughts through a device, man. We're not even talking to each other. That's what the true definition of this disgusting thing is we all put so much on that. Have a conversation with somebody and sit down and look them in the eye and feel their heart is so real. But if we're going on all of this information everywhere, there's so much of it, we put a lot of weight on all of that, and it's really weird. It's funky as hell to me. I crave this. I refuse Zooms to the depth of my soul. I don't want to do that. I want to feel that person in my room.
Yeah.
We've had some cool things come our way where we could have done some wild shit with Zooms, and I don't know. I can't even do it. It freaks me out. We've done one, and I want to feel you, man.
Yeah, because without feeling the, connection there,
Yeah.
you really can't follow through with it. You can't follow through with actually who you are as a junior with that other person, because
Right.
they're not feeling the essence that you're giving out.
It's weird. I don't know when you do it on the. So what do you think? And then there's delays and there's pauses and it gets so fucking weird. I get so frustrated. You can see it. I know you can. Hey, sure could go pick up dog shit or something.
Right
to
about
wrap
now.
this up here. This is good. You asked Dre how he felt. How does Dre feel?
About what? In general?
You asked it a minute ago.
Yeah, because Junior was like, he said that thing about stepping into somebody else's brain for a second, and I was like, okay, well, let's step into
How is it though, right?
for a minute. Yeah.
Tell me right now, you're not actually doing that. I think everybody's silly if we say so. If you truly don't care what anybody thinks, I think that's interesting. I think everybody's sitting here going, I wonder what they're really thinking. I wonder if am I alone in this? Am I the only one that does this?
I'm not thinking that.
Never?
No, I mean, I do. There's a time and place, right? Like I'll think about, am I conveying what I need to convey?
Mm-hmm.
Are they receiving what I'm saying? Right. But I'm not doing that in this kind of conversation. I'm doing that when I'm, trying to present something or
Right.
win somebody over. Right. But not in this setting. No. Right. Because I think this setting is a conversation where, it's kind of like what you were saying about like the fluidness of it, not like Junior trying to push his thoughts and his beliefs on you and vice versa. It's like, no, we're sharing in this pendulum.
Fluidity. The fluidity.
Yeah, it's not a vacuum. I'm not vacuuming, Junior's energy of what he's speaking to me, or yours, nor you mine, or Junior mine. We're having a back and forth conversation. We're sitting this far apart. I'm not pushing the energy too much your way. You're not pushing it too much my way, but it's going like this in a nice, even flow back and forth.
And it's simple just to be interested in what the other person's saying.
Mm-hmm.
It's really not that difficult. Because if you're not, it shows. Oh, does it show? In any million of ways, right? Where it's awkward and it's fuck.
Oh, yeah.
I get talking fast. I get on whatever. You can see people. You can watch them fall apart. It's really weird.
You can tell when somebody has totally dropped off from what you're talking about, or has disengaged, or they don't
look like
know.
this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at your. Oh, you've lost me. It happens to me constantly. I can feel it. I hate it. I want to, and I'm good at spinning it.
It's a disconnect. You can absolutely feel the disconnect.
They look like this. Look right over top of your head.
Mm-hmm.
You have no idea the frustration I gather from that. And I'm like, God, let's just, and then I'll get up to leave. Where are you going? What's going on? I'm like, hey, fuck you. You're not even listening. It's fine.
Yeah, well, you should have been paying attention. If you were, I wouldn't be walking off right now.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Where are we going? What do you want to talk about?
Tell me something.
Tell me something beautiful. Give me some wisdom from your 23-year-old wisdomness.
Honestly, I have wisdom for myself. I don't know, man. Honestly, that's just crazy. I don't know, because you it's not me who puts the oomph to my words. It's those who listen to it, you know? And it depends on how they're listening to what I'm saying, if it has that oomph. Does that make sense?
Very much. It's kind of weird. Why isn't it just there? You said it.
Yeah.
How come only certain people receive it that way? Like people, like-minded people?
Well, not even like-minded people. I've had some really great conversations with people where we didn't agree on one single thing.
Is that what a conversation is?
Yeah.
Agreeing, right?
No, absolutely not.
How
Okay, for a second there, I was like, what are you talking about?
That's real.
A conversation is not just agreeing.
I think a lot of us think that way.
They do. You know, I think that that a lot of people think to hold a good conversation, you have to absolutely agree with the other person to keep that conversation going and let them know that, hey, I agree with you, so we don't need to have confrontation. You know what I mean? And it's like, bro, I'd rather you say, okay, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, or I absolutely disagree with you, and then we can go on to, okay, why do you think that way? You know, why do you feel so strongly this way? Because I don't want you to sit here and agree with me. Okay, I want you to rebuttal me. You know, I want you to say, no, I don't freaking think that way. I think the complete opposite, you know, and that's what leads to the good conversation. Is it's not in the agreeances, but it's in the disagreements that lead to the most amazing conversations.
Absolutely. Why else do humans even speak? Why else would we even talk? If you go back to the start times of everything, why are we even talking? We're trying to grow. We're trying to gain. We're trying to manifest, do different, better, grow. Never, ever the other way.
Understanding. Mm-hmm.
But why is it so if I'm not liking what you say, I can't just accept that and move forward and go on? No, we have to drive it till we both believe one way. It's very bizarre to me. It's okay if you think that's a tiger. I think it's a mammoth. While we sit and talk about this, let's just kill it before it kills us. That's how it started. Why is conversation a thing? It's not about agreeing about anything. It's just about, are we together here? Am I wasting my time? Can I help you? I just want to get to there. Can I help you get there? Do you want to go that way as well? That's all it's for.
I might, depending on what you have to say.
But is it so?
What's over there?
Is it so that we do that? It's truly, we're looking for just anybody and everybody that can think like us. I'm quite the opposite. I'd rather you challenge and I want to learn from you. I want to understand something new. That's what a conversation is to me, is like, I already know what I know and think. I want you to flip my shit and be like, holy fuck, dude, that's real. Rules. Codes.
Code,
and
and law.
And I'm a writer down guy. I've wrote that down, right? I have to read that again. I love that. I love stuff like that. I think that's so cool.
It's interesting because you never think about it. You really don't. Like, did somebody ever tell you, hey, when you walk into the men's restroom and there's 3 urinals, you know, and someone's at this far, what is this? Is this my left hand? Yeah, this far left.
It depends on if you're in which camera.
I know, right? You know, did somebody ever tell you if you're at this far left and there's 3 urinals that you don't go to the one in the middle, you go to the far right? You know, did somebody say that to you?
Because of? It's a rule.
Yeah, well, it's a code. It's
a code.
Yeah, people don't just say that. You know, like the line thing. Oh, I think I'm going to stand in line. You know, what do you think that is? Do you think that's a rule or a code?
Why do we even stand in line?
I don't know. Why? I have no idea. We stand in line because because crowds didn't get the job done.
Because we see something and we follow suit. I beat to that different little side of this drum. Wherever the crowd is, whatever the thing is, I find myself opposite of that on the side watching, going, what the fuck is everybody running for?
Yeah.
If the park is running, we're at Lagoon, hypothetically.
Okay.
Some chaos. Well, I don't even know what happened. I can even further do that. Let me back up one more. Here's an experiment for you. It works, and it's very real, and it's hard to explain why humans are the way they are. Humans, us. Go into a mall with a friend that is in on this with you, knows what's going to happen, into a crowded space, anywhere. I picture a mall. And you walk just down the thing. You just stop anywhere you're at, have the guy with you sitting on the side. I picture the mall because you can sit in one of the little things and like film it. And just stop and stand in the middle of whatever room, in the middle of the floor, the foyer, whatever, and just stare at the ceiling. Look up the ceiling. In less than 2 seconds, there will be a crowd of people around you doing the exact same thing. Wondering, what are you doing?
They're curious what the hell this guy's looking at. Yeah.
Same the other. If I just take off running, holy shit, I don't know. I'm just like, what's he doing? People will follow you. They'll start running.
They react.
They'll start running with you. Godzilla, whatever. I don't know. Say some nonsense and start doing it. People will follow you. They're going to get scared. They're going to panic. That's so strange to me because one person panics, everybody else will panic, right? It's so how we used to be.
It's just kind of like
a tiger. So we all run. I don't find that to be true anymore. I try to listen and step aside and be like, hey, what's everybody doing here? What's going on? I want to make my own assumption. What do you think about it?
You assess the situation for yourself before you follow suit and seeing what somebody else is doing.
Do you do that?
I do. Absolutely. If I saw somebody running, I would stop in my tracks and I would look behind me. And if I was curious enough and there was like if it's like on the street and then it goes like this, it's that L, and they come booking it from this way and then they're running this way. And I see them book it past me. I would stop because my initial thought would be, okay, who the hell is chasing this person? And I would look back, and if I don't see anything, I'm like, all right, and if I was extra curious, I would start walking to where he turned the corner around, and I would look and see if something was coming. Other than that, I'm not just going to blindly follow this dude who's running down the road. I don't know what he's running to or what he's running from, so.
Well, I think that's it today. It's really it. It's really what's happening. It's unbelievable not to just question it, man. Just hang on, relax. What's up? What's going on?
Yeah.
Why are you doing that? Why are we running over there? What are we doing? Chances are it's not real. It's not nothing. It's not. It's reaction. It's funny. That's where my mind stays all day.
Just asking random questions, thinking about random hypotheticals. What would you do? What would you not do?
And I so usually don't think that way either. I wonder if I don't do much of that. I stay really, really, really there.
Yeah.
But I think it's interesting to sometimes entertain the idea of why we do what the fuck we're doing.
I think that if you don't think about why you do the things that you do, you're never really going to understand ever why you chose the choices that you did to get to where you are.
That's real.
You know what I mean? Because who is that? Who is that that's just like, you got to know your freaking why, because it's absolutely.
Simon Sinek.
Is that who it is? Because it's so freaking important. You really do, because that's the question behind anything. Hey, I want to do this. Okay, why? I am who I am. Okay, why? Why are you that person? Why are you doing this? Why do you choose to be around these people? Start with why. Yep.
Start with why. Simon does. Is that one? Simon does a big find your why.
Mm-hmm.
I'm certain there's probably many of them that do it. Too much of your why. There's a reason this stuff exists too, and why it's such a big deal. We all look for the answer. Humans are so interesting. Oh, it is Simon. Yeah, it said it right there. So yeah, Simon, he's one of my favorites too. He's cool. I love his leadership stuff and all that. But if you really think about it, he even talks about this. It's bullshit. I have a job. Mm-hmm. It is nonsense that I have a job speaking to people, telling them how to just think that everything's okay.
Yeah.
What a better world this would be if people pay me to do this, he says. It is fucking nonsense. Mm-hmm. It's funny. I have a job. Self-help is interesting. Can you help yourself? Then why are you here listening to me? Help yourself. I didn't find these answers in any other weird spot. Find your answer. Isn't that so interesting? Helping yourself is just about as interesting as it gets. Self-improvement. What is self-improvement? Assuming that the guy that did it is the self-improvee. He's the one that knew, like, we're self-improving, we're looking for the answers, and we don't know the answers. How are you even going to know what the answer is if you find the answer?
I was just about to ask that question.
You can't. That's the point, right?
Exactly.
Just be okay in your skin and dig, man.
I think even if you like don't know what the answer is and you're still trying to help yourself, it's when you feel comfortable with yourself. You know, when you're at peace with who you are, where you are, and what you're doing in that moment. You know what I mean? Because most people are where they need to be at that time, and that's really important. And I think a lot of people forget that is a lot of different things happen for a lot of different reasons. Like, hell, I locked my keys in my car because for God knows why, you know, or whomever knows why, you know, there may have been something that would have gone down within that minute that you were here and I happened to not need your help. You know what I mean?
Could have been.
Something wild, you know,
Absolutely.
or any other circumstance, any other situation. So shit happens, man. Just chalk it up to that.
It's real.
Shit happens.
And live in that moment. Just be part of it because
Yeah.
it will go away.
Yeah.
When we're stuck and you're end and you're over and your destiny is gone and your rehabs, your whatever you're stuck into, it is okay. It is part of your journey. It's part of your everything, and it's okay. What is it? A fool who follows his folly will become wise. I believe Alan Watts says that. It's
Alan Watts.
follow your folly. You're bad. Your mistakes. That's you. That's what you are. That's what you're doing. And when you go through that fully, you'll become wise. The quicker you do these things, the quicker you become even more wise. But having accountability for every one of your little moves, I think, is something we lack.
Mm-hmm.
And if you say, how did I do? I put myself here. No one locked them keys in that car. Nobody.
Yep, exactly.
Right? But we're all fucking, why did he do this? Why did you? What did you do?
Oh,
What are you doing?
Yeah, man. I
think
do.
it's so
I do.
cool.
I do crazy things so often. When I do something absolutely ridiculous now, I'm just like, oh, okay, cool. You know, whatever. I'll figure it out.
I pull up and you're chilling on the thing.
Yeah.
You're just looking, you're just whatever. You're just
Yeah.
chilling. I'm like, she's just hanging out. You're not panicking. You're not sitting by the car rubbing your head. I'm fucking late for this thing. Oh my God, I should be this.
No,
I think
I covered my bases.
that's
I
a
messaged
gift.
Erica. You know, I wasn't gonna leave you guys hanging while I was trying to get my keys out of my damn car.
Did you have 20 other things lined up if I didn't make it?
Yeah, I was gonna call AAA. I had one thing lined up, AAA. You know, my man, he wouldn't want to drive all the way down here, but he would.
God, I'm so glad it was right there.
Yeah, it was like what? It was literally 1 minute of a drive.
It was pretty funny. I was
Yeah.
cracking up like she so could walk here.
Oh, I could.
Like, hey, keys are locked in my car up there. Let's get this show on the road, though.
I know.
I
I'm
can just
still
see you
gonna
doing
get
that.
'em out.
Leave the car running. It's fine. Fuck that car.
Oh,
It's a vessel. I'll find another one.
I've done things like that before. I really have. No joke about it. I've left my keys in my car and I've been like, okay, whatever. Like, I'm here. I locked my keys in my car. I'm just going to go handle this and I'll be back. I'll figure it out. Whatever.
We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
You have a very good way of prioritizing things for you.
Yeah. I mean, I there was nothing I could have done. So why am I going to sit there and stress out about something that I can't change right now? You know what I mean? I'm just going to go with the flow, lock my freaking keys in my car. I'm going to walk into this building, have a good meeting, and then I'm going to deal with it after.
How do you bottle and sell that to help somebody?
I'm not selling anything. And if you want bottling, I mean, go find somebody that deals with oils. I have no idea. I don't sell nothing, and I'm not going to bottle it up to make you like feel better or to understand it a little bit more.
Let me
I just
rephrase
kind of
it.
say what I say.
Let me rephrase it.
Yeah.
I didn't mean it in any weird way other than how do you help? How do you say that is you to people? Do you even care? How do you say, this is how I do this, man? I just don't worry about it. Do you have any of this or are you just talking, right?
Yeah, no, I just say what I say when I say it.
Okay,
I never
cool.
really know what's going to come out of this mouth, so.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I don't either. I just think it's cool to be able to help if I can help.
Yeah, I mean.
How do you do that? Don't know.
Really?
Fucking don't.
Really.
How it happens.
There was a kid that was talking to Joey a little while ago, Joey Green Eyes, you know, and he was saying something about his friends, and he was like, I just don't feel like they support me. I don't feel like this. I don't feel like that. And I was just listening in, you know, and he was kind of having like his own like little recording with Joey, just talking to him about something. And this was like a year ago almost. And dude looks at me and he's like, what do you think? And I was like, well, I think that all of the questions that you're trying to get answers from Joey to that is pertaining to you, you've already answered in every single question you've asked. You know who's there for you. You know who's not. You know what you need to do about it. So why are you sitting here trying to get these answers from somebody else who's not living your life when all of the questions that you just asked, you literally just answered, honey. Like you did that. So pat yourself on the back. He just did. He needed somebody there to tell him that he already knew that. And he said, well, thank you, because I did know that. I just didn't have, I couldn't tell myself that I knew that fully. He needed to hear it from somebody else.
Just answered what I asked a minute ago then.
See?
Very simply.
See, I never know what's going to come out of this mouth, man. Like,
You just
it
answered
happens.
it. You already know your answer. Listen to it.
Yeah.
I love it.
There we go.
How do I chill? How do you chill?
Tell yourself to go to sleep, motherfucker.
How do you tell yourself to go to sleep? I just do it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you just do it.
Our answers are there. If we've generated a question, it's also my belief. If you've generated a question, you've had the oomph in your head to generate some question. You've already weighed out answers. You've already answered the fucking thing. You already understand kind of the angle you're going to go. Why even ask it?
Mm-hmm.
We want somebody on our team, man. We want to know we got a little stability. We got a little help. We got a little validation. We got a little something.
Yeah.
I think it's beautiful to need less of that. Go at it, man.
It is.
Throw your recipe out there. Make them cookies.
Erica, please throw your recipe out there. Please make some cookies, because holy shit.
That's truly what we're doing.
Yeah.
There's people that have recipes, and to add to everything we're doing here, follows none, not one.
Yeah, she's
But
just
we're
a
trying to-
creative in her own way in that kitchen.
we're
You're doing
trying
an
to
amazing job.
Do exactly what I just said with you. We're trying to create a recipe book to put out for people so they can follow what she does. It's impossible.
Yeah.
We can give an idea. That's all you're doing here with me. You're helping me understand that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a recipe. It's all chance, dog.
It really is.
Don't know what to say, but ask and I'll help.
Yeah. Ask me a freaking question and I'll answer it to the best I can. But if I can't answer it, I'll let you know.
Why is blue blue?
I cannot answer that question. Because of the way the light, hits all this other shit. I don't even know. I'm not a science person.
What do you got? You got anything cool? You got nothing cool? You're always full of all that.
I already answered. You already answered. I was, man, the augmented reality. That's a very big interest of mine.
It's cool.
Yeah.
You answered pretty much all my questions. I just want to see it in real life.
Did I answer them like decent enough for you to understand it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I already know, like I said, the idea's already there, and creatively, you can do so much with it, right? That's a huge interest of mine.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, if you ever want to know more, I'm always here.
And we're gonna
Do it.
We're gonna employ some of this here idea. Look at that woman sit there. I don't even know what's wrong with that one. I wish she would sit in more of these with me.
I know. I was kind of hoping that she was going to sit like right next to you. I can really do a good back and forth with Erica.
She speaks the wisdom.
She does.
AKA Connor say so, and I love it.
Shout out to Connor. Really good on you for saying that.
God. Next time, please bring your mother.
Mm.
Can I
Will
meet
do.
her?
Absolutely.
And can I say next time? Because there's a next time.
Oh, you want a next time?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy this? Was it a good time?
Did I enjoy this? Did you enjoy this?
I absolutely did.
Do you think that I just wouldn't if you did? You're psycho.
Well, you never
This
know.
was
That's why I asked the question.
Incredible. Your wisdom, the way you talk is beyond your years. It's really cool. When I listen to you speak, it blows my mind that you're so young.
Who says that, though? Who says what wise in years is?
True. Do you agree that it's not normal?
What's normal?
Do you agree that it's not? Is this a normal thing to you? Would you find this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, you
That's
come
fair.
across people, and I think what it comes down to is that, like, it might have not been 20 years ago, but in the digital age, there's so much information.
Sure.
There's so many entrepreneurs, philosophists, right? Like, I don't know if that's a real word, but there's so many people out there that are giving like this, right? There's going to be a 12-year-old that's going to listen to this, and they're going to catch on to the vibe that you're giving, right? So now that 12-year-old, when they're 13, they're going to come on a podcast, and you're like, man, you're wise. It's like, no, because they grew up with all this information at their fingertips, and they have interest in it.
Yeah, man.
Right? And back in the day, it wasn't like that.
Yeah.
Like, no kid was reading a newspaper. I wasn't.
Yeah, man.
Shit, dude, you didn't read the newspaper? I loved the newspaper. Oh my gosh.
This is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying to me, it's not normal. You're not. It's not a normal way of. I can prove it. Let's just get 70 fucking 23-year-olds in here, and I think you'd be quite surprised. I don't think the conversation is going to be near on the depth of. That's all I say. I believe it. I talk so deeply with human beings. I know it to be true.
Yeah.
In my heart, it can't change. Nobody can change it. I talk to more people than some. I really do, and I connect with them. That's my life goal. I connect. That's what I do, and I rarely have conversations this deep, this easy to follow, this with somebody in your age. It's just not happening.
Well, I'm happy I could give you a good conversation, Junior.
That's all I meant. And I think it's cool. I think it's unique.
Yeah.
I think you're super unique. That's all I mean. Because I ain't done that.
Oh, gosh. I'm sorry. I'm kind of like at that laughing. I've been up so long. Oh, goodness.
Well, let's just stay up longer.
No, it's like almost my bedtime, man.
Let's go. Let's get you out of here. Thank you for everything you do. Keep doing what you do. Whatever it is you do, Miss Augmented Reality Specialist.
Well, thank you so much for having me on your show, Junior. And
Thanks.
a huge thanks to Dre, all that. I don't even know what to call that, but you do a great job.
Production.
Yes, production. Thank you. I knew what to call it.
Yep, that's Dre.
I couldn't get the word.
He's
and then
a
Erica.
production guy.
Yeah, Erica, you beautiful woman over there. Thank you so much for feeding me. I loved that grilled cheese. Oh my God. Best one I've ever had, I swear. Hands down.
I have a team. We have a team.
You really do. And it's a beautiful team.
And you're part of this team anytime you want to be. So
Happy
thanks for
to
coming
be.
on. Do you want to scream out your socials and all your good stuff?
Oh, yeah, I guess so. I'm only going to yell out one.
Do it.
Only because my Facebook is really for family and stuff. I don't.
Perfect.
If I haven't met you in person,
And you
I
don't
will
have to.
not add you to my Facebook. Just know that. But my Instagram, it's imchanse.ch. That's about it. Pretty easy. And then you can always find my business, Image8 Creations, at image8creations.com.
Do it, people. You won't be surprised. You won't be discouraged. You won't be anything but like, whoa, dude. That's what I feel from it all. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Awesome. Thanks for having
And
me,
I hope you
Junior.
have a safe trip home. Don't lock your keys in your car.
I'll try my best not to. I'll call AAA next time.
Everybody remember the most important thing we do with our life is what we do with our life. I love you all.